So, Spoon TV Live, we stay here at ELWA Hospital, and we have the victim mother. It's a pleasure to have you, Mom.
Thank you.
Your name?
Maria Blind.
Okay, so as it relates to the incident, you care to tell us your own side?
Yeah, we all was seated in the yard, but in the yard where we all live, there's a drinking spot right there. And we all went there, sat down, we all were sitting down, talking, eating, they were drinking. But then before, suddenly they started with their confusion in the yard. I know what came up with their confusion. Afterward, there's a lady came to enter the yard. When she came, there was no way for her car to enter. So my cousin came and asked who got a car that parked in the driveway. She asked the question, I think 2 or 3 times, and before they said, oh, well, Porter, that's his pickup.
Mm-hmm.
So he should go.
The former minister now?
Yeah, I didn't even know that he was a minister.
Mm-hmm.
And how the friends told him, and 2 of them walked. But then what happened when 2 of them walked, I don't know. But then they got into a changed war. So he said she insulted him. She said she never insulted him, so when they came with that misunderstanding, so how we said, okay, if you say she insulted you, we are sorry. For that, please go take a car from under the driveway, because there is another person on the area, and car want to drive in there part of the yard. You can't deprive the other person for car to go in the yard. So please take your car for under the driveway. Mm-hmm. Oh no, I will not do it. He started to insult, he started to misbehave, and his group that were with him, other than took his side. So just not the way how he was doing things, that how Fidel left, because the whole time Fidel were under the tree with his friends. They all were sitting there. He never said a word to them. But after when the misunderstanding started, insulting started, so that how he got out to go and ask. From there, no understanding. When we look, the fighting took her. All of them decided to jump on him, and we were there to prevent him. Even she over there, they shocked her how she dropped, she crashed her patient, how she fell. When she fell, myself, I couldn't leave to go pick her up the heart. Myself too, were trying to defy them. But he holding, the other guy holding his shine, and Fidel holding the other person's shine. They think Fidel should leave the man shine. We said, but then let the man leave Fidel on a shine too. Right away, the fighting going on when we look, I don't know how the bottle came straight on Fidel. Stop the man, how he dropped. When he dropped, the other guy came over him, stepping him, kicking him, but he was not to himself. Mm. Then afterwards, when people came and shot him for over Fidel, that how it didn't take some time. Fidel came to himself. When he came to himself, he told a person, he said, take my car, please drop me to the hospital, quick, take me to the hospital, I'm bleeding. And a lot of blood. A lot of blood. So
when this actually happened, the time?
I think it happened between 4 going to 5, between that hour, that when it took place. So how we ran with Fidel. Any other thing, when we were at the hospital, how we heard that they arrested him, and I got him to jail or whatever. But how it happened.
Okay, all right, thanks so much. Your name again?
Maria Blind.
So that's the mother of the victim, still here.
My fellow citizens, on Sunday, February 11, I received an audience from wives of some members of the armed forces of Liberia who had come to express their concerns on several issues. These issues included poor living conditions, high tuition fees for their children, lack of adequate medical care, and low salaries, among others. The women stated their most important demand was the removal of retired General Prince C. Johnson as Minister of Defense. They said their husband had told them that unless General Johnson was removed, there would be no Armed Forces Day celebration. We made it clear to the women that the government will look into their grievances regarding all the issues, but that retired General Johnson had been confirmed by the Senate and appointed by me as Minister of Defense. We were hence not prepared to discuss this issue. Meanwhile, we received throughout the day and night information that some of the armed forces wives and their husbands had initiated protest actions across the country by blocking major roadways and highways. Others had engaged in agitations in barracks around the country. In an effort to prevent violence and preserve lives and properties, we ordered the Armed Forces Day celebration for today be reduced to a low-key program. We have since held consultations with our strategic partner, the United States, and other regional stakeholders on the situation. As a true soldier and a patriot, retired General Johnson, of his own volition, informed us that he would step aside if he were obstacled in order to save the AFL and preserve peace and tranquility in the country. General Johnson accordingly tendered his resignation to me earlier today. I have accepted the resignation and thanked the General for his sacrificial services, loyalty, and commitment to our country. Meanwhile, I have appointed Brigadier General Geraldine George as Acting Minister of National Defense. Fellow citizens, the issue raised by the armed forces wives affect all sectors of our population throughout the country. We inherited these problems as we have been in office for barely 21 days only. The problems take on graver connotations when it comes to the military. The men and women in arms put their lives on line to defend and protect us. We must be extra sensitive to their plight. The Army is our collective national pride, and we must preserve its dignity. I have therefore appointed a special independent investigator to probe into these grievances and report to me within 2 weeks. We have also activated a board of inquiry to look into the case of several soldiers who were discharged from the AFL for various serious crimes but were said to be undeservedly pardoned and reinstated. We must never tolerate indiscipline and breakdown of order in the armed forces of Liberia. The reconstituted AFL had won the praises and admirations of the entire country for its professionalism and had become a source of national pride for us all. We cannot afford to indulge in anything that will dampen the morale of our soldiers and generate doubt and suspicion. On the other hand, our government will ensure that our military is well looked after. We should always think Liberia, love Liberia, and build Liberia. God bless the works of our hands and save the state.
Yes, sir. A special one from the CEO.
This is indeed a special one, of course. A great way to welcome you to another edition of the program, the late night show, the late night politics and spoon. We're here again live on across the Spoon Network and other frequencies in Liberia. Thanks to all of you who have followed us, who are watching now, in fact, on our online platforms. Of course, this is the show where we get to talk about the trending national issues. We bring you face to face with the very newsmakers, and of course, we have that. We come to this platform with diverse views and making sure that those views are expressed so that we all get to look at things from different perspectives as we strive to make our country a better place for everyone. I'd like to say welcome again to all of you here tonight. Thanks for joining us. This is the late night show. My name is Nelson Colette. Uh, on this 12th day of February 2024, today is the 13th now in Liberia. In other parts of the world, it's the 12th. But yes, it's a historic day in our country, national holiday. Happy Armed Forces Day to Liberians who have been celebrating across the country. And yes, let me go across now to bring the team in. I see our co-moderator Moba Zokad is here. He has joined us. Let me bring Moba in. Moba, welcome to the show. It's good to have you on tonight.
Right, thank you, brother. Thank you.
Okay.
There's a lot of training thing going on right now in the country. So when you see me over there red hot, mean what for business?
That red hat is not a serious hat in the first place. That just the design over that hat, like you wrap something, it makes
Yo,
it
my man,
very unofficial.
at the Igbe high, my man, I'll go there. At the Ada.
Oh, Mr. Jalawu Cindy, welcome to the show. It's good to have you, sir.
See, is man doing that tonight?
How you
It's very
doing?
official. This is someone who came for business.
Exactly.
Not you and I. Yeah, my man. No, don't do that thing. Let me show you
No,
Exactly.
you
another
touch
person
your
who
word
came for business.
because
No. No excuse for that. You should be apologizing. Let me show you another person who came for business. You see the guy here? He came for business as well. You know, these are people who came for business. Then Mobile wants to cajole us into thinking that because you wear red hat and that t-shirt just like me too, then means that no. But I want
That
to say
Liverpool,
welcome.
that Liverpool red handed. That they shoot red handed.
Liverpool, what basically Liverpool. All right.
Well, it's good to have you. Oh man, Josh, thanks for being here tonight. Cindy, we appreciate you as well. Thanks for being here. Magnus, thank you. My man, I'll let you get a cup of tea. Well, they think getting serious. Oh. Magnus, thanks for being here, man. I appreciate you. And sorry, I see Maggie wants to. Maggie is going to join
Told
us.
you,
I
you
see.
fresh on that too, man. See you, man, Josh. You fresh, huh?
Joy looking at blind man.
Long time, Rudolph. Long time, my man. Where have you been?
Yeah, long time. I mean, I've been having some tight schedule at night. That's why,
Okay,
yeah.
I've been monitoring your haircut. Anyway, your haircut has been good.
You are fresh, my man. You fresh. You fresh.
Maggie is asking George to stand. She wants to see. I don't know. I'm not
The
sure
man
what she
boxed
wants to
off.
see.
Then wear coat
I'm
over
not.
it.
I'm not. I'm not sure what she wants to see, but that's
I boxed
okay.
on the man.
But it's a good thing to be here tonight, man.
It's great to be
We
here, guys.
yeah, we thought to have um Professor Bill Rogers here tonight, but some issues between the line. We're gonna have him tomorrow. Hopefully, he'll be our guest on the show tomorrow. And the issue with the AFL wives or their women, we will certainly get to talk to their representative tomorrow as well, because uh, now that everything that has happened following their actions, of course, lots of other things we will talk to them on. But it's a great thing to be here. Uh, we are going to talk about the president's address today. President Boakai addressed the country following the issues, the protestation, the cancellation of the 67th Armed Forces Day celebration in our country. And so, just a lot to talk about. He outlined so many things and other issues we will dive into here tonight. But let's do the quick 1 minute. What's on your mind? And maybe we can start with Mova, since he's in red. Then we move to Cindy and then Josh,
All right.
Agnes, and Rudolph.
Yeah, thank you, Nelson, and good evening, good afternoon, wherever you find yourself, to our panelists and our listeners. Well, it just what on my mind, what on my mind this afternoon is our brother who were beaten by a former, by the order of the former minister.
Guys, can you all mute? I'm hearing something playing in the background, like the kids game or the kids tablet or something. I think it's from your in mobile, so you have to just check it out and try to.
Yeah, okay, a good night, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's okay.
so I think it is time that the government and the Justice Department, work in line with the Constitution and the law of all Liberians, despite who you are, whether you present minister or government official or you past minister or government official. If you go against the law by allowing people to beat other people, that is wrong. That is attempted murder. That guy was beaten today and he lying in a hospital by the instruction of the former minister. What he name say? Let me see. I don't forget the name. You in my mind. Okay, he knew coming in my mind, but I think he knew up today. Yeah, but I think it's wrong. Magna, I hear you. I hear you. Oh, you gotta. I think you gotta go off and come back on Magna because we're not getting you. Yeah. So I think it is wrong. We all need to condemn that act. And doing Georgia government, I know people will come here and say because Georgia, it happened to Georgia, it happened doing Georgia government, it should continue happening. No, this government is a new government. This government got to set the precedent for everything. If they mess up, if something going contrary to the constitution or whatsoever, if the government or the law enforcement don't take no action right now, tomorrow will be too late. And the same thing I took George Weah from in power, it may take Jesus Yman Braga or Jeremiah Kun from in power in 2029. And you see people on the street protesting for justice. So I think that brother need to face the full weight of the law. At the end of the day, he should pay. He should pay for what he did to that brother. But
Thank you,
brutalizing like that, I submit.
thank you. Thanks a lot, Mova. Cindy, let's hear you, sir. What's on your mind? Maybe just 1 minute, so we
Yeah,
move on.
well, I will hope that we will dive into the resignation of the defense minister, Prince C. Johnson. That's a major issue that is in the country right now. So I hope we can dive into it. This is really a test of the new administration and it concerns the security of our country. So, yeah, hopefully we'll talk about it. Apart
Okay.
from that, I am just looking forward to a great show.
Okay. Thank you, Cindy. Josh, what's on your mind, sir?
Yeah, look, thank you, Nelson, and to my fellow panelists and those listening in Radio Land and all around the world. I just want to congratulate my friend, the defense minister, Mr. Prince Johnson. I said it on the show the other day that the prudent thing to do is to have resigned and he followed suit. I just want to thank him. Is in the interest of Liberia. But I think it goes deeper than him. I think he's the first casualty, but there are so many casualties to come because this government does not have the know-how how to de-escalate things. I think we can all recall the whole country called for Senator to resign. He did not resign, and the country still moved forward. Now, just separate group, just the wives of the armed forces requested that this man resign, even went to the legislature prior to him being confirmed and told the people that we don't want this man. If you do this, we're going to block, they told them everything that we're going to do. They still went ahead and did this. That is being incapable of de-escalating tension. And the government has to learn it hard way. So it's going to happen. This is not the first time it's going to continue. And I think President Boakai needs to change the gear, hopefully. Thank you.
All right. So, but George, you just mentioned the public outcry for the resignation of the former finance minister Samuel Twe, and
That's
you
correct.
think that that was a smart move on the part of the previous administration, the CDC government, to have given the blind eye or deaf ear to the crowds of Liberians who wanted the finance minister to resign at the time? You think it was
Nelson,
brilliant enough?
Nelson, there's so many interests that is involved when it comes to people protesting against something. There's so many hands that are in play, right? Being able to talk to them, to know that this thing is a common goal because we know Prince Johnson is a good man. Of course, outside, those who are not working with him, he's a good man. So if you can put that goodness of him in front of people that are coming to want him to go, to prove to them that look, even though you see it this way, but this is actually that's what we call negotiation, conflict resolution. All those things come into play. That it's not like ignoring them, no, but being able to talk to them, making them to understand that the good outweighs the bad. The bad you see is there, but the good outweighs the bad because everyone got their bad part, right? But
Okay.
there are parts of that same person that is good. So being able to explain and navigate that spectrum of people to make sure that they fall on your side, that's the negotiation skills that the government lacks. And that's why the problem is going to continue.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Josh. Rudolph, what's on your mind, sir? Let's hear you.
Good afternoon, guys. When George talked about this government lacking the know-how as to how best they can I think he said
They
not
say, what
knowing.
is on your mind? What's on your mind? Not
No,
what
but
George said.
that's what on my mind, George. Let me
Okay,
land,
okay, go
please.
ahead.
Mel, Portrait, what
You
he said.
cannot, you
I want to
cannot,
remember.
not, you cannot be saying that this government doesn't understand how to get rid of tension, and then you want to compare with the past government, and then you are telling us that because the government did not take action against what the people said that Twitter should resign, so you think that is how the government went about to handle that issue. I mean, not doing anything about it, keeping quiet. I think it's what led you guys into opposition today. But what's on
Okay.
my mind is always Liberia, and I look forward to us delving deeper into this conversation. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Magnus. Quickly, what's on your mind? Magnus, are you here with us? Can you hear me?
La même fond guérin hatan, let-
Magnus, you gotta go out and come
Magnus,
back.
yeah, there seems to be an issue with your gadget. Maybe you can try to log out and then log in. Let's see if it's gonna be okay for you.
I think
But
that's switch your whole phone off and put it back on. See.
yeah, but it's a good thing to be here again tonight. Yes, we can go on and outlining the different happenings. Of course, most of you are aware that we got to where we are based on a long haul. One situation leading to another situation, and then we are to where we are. Uh, 167. Sorry, the 67th Armed Forces Day didn't get to see the kind of you know usual festivity that will go on in honor of our men and women in arms, and so um, it was shocking. It was surprising to a lot of people. Well, some have hailed the decision of the government, while others see it as something that is more like a failure on the part of the government. But I mean, that's the beauty of democracy. Diversity is what matters. It's very key in everything we do. And that's where tolerance comes in as well. We need to be tolerant of the views of the people who disagree with us as well. But in the face of everything, the widows staged the protest. And I think we brought life to this conversation just on, when was it? On Saturday, right? The last edition of the show before today. We brought life to this conversation. There were folks calling even after the show. Ex AFL personnel, people who serve in the security sector, some of them well-placed sources, they were calling, and we had some exchanges and stuff like that. And then later did we know, okay, Rudolph, you want to
Yes,
say
yes, yes. Just a quick point of correction. Was it the widows or the AFL wives?
their
Both.
wives? Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you.
And
Thank
not
you.
both.
Oh no,
Yeah, it was
this was the wives of the AFL.
No, that
Right?
both, or they say widow and wife, something like that. It was both.
it
Both.
was it was it was the combination of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Even the
both the
girlfriend that was
widow.
there.
Come on, Moba. Let's let's make progress. So yes, so at the end of the day, we uh we got to where we are because of everything that's been happening. And yes. Wow, Moba just got me off track, but that's okay. So the president received the resignation of the defense minister. He's the first official of government to resign from the Black administration. Um, Following his resignation, based on this public outcry, the president released a statement, or not a statement, but he there was this voice message that came out. He addressed the country today.
Voicemail.
There was an address. The usual address that President George we are introduced to our presidency. That kind of address.
They are copying. They're
so,
copying. Copying from the master.
so the president addressed the country today. He said a lot of things, so many things. And I know a lot of you listen to some of the points and some of the issues that President Blackeye raised today, or that he outlined today in his address to the country. First of all, let's look at the address before going to the content. Let's look at the address. This incident happened today. President Blackeye on the same day addressed the country, stating what happened, stating his decision, and outlining what his office, the pieces of information that his office had received so far with respect to the back and forth, the situation today. And then the next thing is some of what he said. And I know so many of you watched the show from the beginning. We played that entire message from the president. He spoke of how, you know, the issue raised by those AFL, their wives and family members were not unique. They're not issues that are unique to a specific or to them. No, that they are issues that almost every Liberians are faced with. You talk about kids being out of school. You talk about people not having electricity. The living condition of people, but based on what the services to the country, they decided to address those issues. We saw the vice president Jeremiah Kuhn visiting the site on Saturday. He spoke with those women. He talked to them. He told them to put themselves together and that there should be a dialogue. But even in the midst of everything he said, all the efforts that was made, we still saw the protest. The protest went for more than a day, close to let's say about 2 days. This protest in a row. The major airport corridor blocked. The U.S. Embassy released a statement, and some of our international partners released a circular, or some sort of alert, protest alert today, something which all by itself sort of instilled fears in some people who are new to the environment. Folks, I want to have your take on this issue. The president's response to this issue. I want us to get a portion of it, but we'll make the analysis along the line. Then we get bits and pieces of what the president said today. But let's hear from you, Moba. Then
Thank you.
we're gonna move on to Cindy.
Yeah, thank you. You see, Nelson, I respect the president's decision by accepting the resignation of the former general and the defense minister. But there are a lot of concern. Like I think we need to dive in or bring somebody who may get like an idea what is going on in the in the inner circle of the AFL. Meaning, all these things they listed. Like let me just say they were having Siaka as a defense minister, and they were having Prince Johnson as a general, right? So my question, my
Chief of Staff of
chief
the
of
Armed
staff.
Forces of Liberia.
Okay, yeah, chief of staff of the Air Force of Liberia. My question here is, I will come to JB because I'm a little bit confused. So all the budget, the AFL budget, like all the things listed, if there was any point in time, all this money was allocated in those budget that were given to Prince Johnson and he misused it, or you know, because it just some kind of way that to the extent that people keep asking this, all these questions. If Siaga was back then the defense minister, why you guys never come on the street and protest like y'all did in the for the past 2 days, right? But we'll leave that. I will leave that it is until somebody can come and answer all those questions. But let me go to JMB accepting the resignation of Prince Johnson rather. Nelson, look, let me tell you, I know the people from the other side will beat on the old man, the president. But I think it is right for the peace and stability of our country. We are discussing the AFL, the Armed Forces of Liberia. Look, if the people dissatisfied within their camp, it will bring a lot of dishonesty in the AFL. It will bring uh it will bring a lot of things, a lot of different ideas. Because other people will agree, other people will not agree. So now, if President Johnson not coming to send the resignation, and the president not come to accept it, maybe he come and say, okay, you know what, I will look into it, but now I want you to still be there until we can investigate this case. You know what you're coming to? Because majority of the recording I was watching, the people said they will not leave the street. Even when I 1 week, 2 weeks, they'll be on the street. The people started cooking on the street. So they were blocking a lot of people right. Other people were going to their businesses. Other people get a normal business to go to do. They were still blocking their way. So the only thing the president could do for the sake of peace and advice of international community and the U.S. embassy was to accept that resignation so that our country can be peaceful. But then he not only say he will accept the resignation and sit. He said he will bring a thorough investigation and get the matter arrest. So I think it is better that the people from the other side, the president it should not weakness, but it should leadership ability. It shows that the president mean business. It shows
Thank
that
you.
let me conclude by saying it shows that in everything we got conflict management. The old men know how to handle situation within our direction. So I then pray that the investigation team should be neutral and so they can do their work properly. So whosoever that found guilty in our identical sin, because when you talking about Prince Johnson, don't gotta bring Snagan in too. Even if it's a surveillance, we still gotta bring him in because he was the defense minister. So nothing will pass through the defense minister without the Prince Johnson knowing. So I think it is when I say I know you whole butch. So that's it. So we all gotta get the president chair, let him carry investigation on, and see how best we can handle this issue. I rest.
Okay, thanks a lot, Moba. Sandy, let's hear you, sir.
Look, I will come from a different side, a different angle on this topic. While it is true that in cases like this, you want peace to prevail, we must also understand that there is something called negotiation. That these protests will happen continuously under this administration. We've seen them happen during previous administrations, and we see that protests will happen. There will be tense movement during the administration of Joseph Newman Boakai. And I will hope that the results of those protests or any protest that will come up will not always lead to resignation. The Ministry of National Defense is a major ministry. The Minister of National Defense is a major position in the country. So to have appointed someone to that position means that you will have done your background investigation on that individual. Not only will you have done background investigation on his qualification and experiences or credentials, you will have also researched his days in the Liberian army. This guy, from the lowest rank to the highest rank in our army for over 18 years. You will have done some thorough investigation to know what, if there are concerns out there about him or regarding him. I think they missed that. The issue with Prince C. Johnson, I don't think it's overnight. I think there has been some issues in the making, linking this guy to some issues affecting the armed forces of Liberia. How did the JMB administration miss that? That's my first question. This guy confirmation period, from what we heard today, were also protested against. The same women, from what we heard today, went to the Senate to outline their grievances against him. And that is why there were only 14 senators that voted him or that confirmed him. So if those issues were raised during the confirmation process, two people should be, or two group of individuals should be asked here, why did the Senate confirm him then? Why weren't these issues talked about during that confirmation period? And why was the confirmation even allowed to go on? So let's look at that.
But Cindy, I know you're trying to take this to another angle. You're trying to look at it from a point where the legislature should have done better, not just from the presidential angle, where even the president should have, or those around the president should have helped him done the to do the necessary background checks and everything to avoid this kind of situation. But Cindy, is it fair? Is it fair to want to drag the legislature into this thing, considering that nominations and all of these things it originates from the executive, from the presidency? That's why all of those ministers and directors work at the will and pleasure of the president.
There's a reason why in places like Rwanda, when a president appoints Nelson Colette to Ministry of Education, no one will confirm Nelson Colette. Nelson Colette will go straight to that post. And there's a reason why in Liberia, when the president appoints, it goes to the Senate. We have a democratic country. So when a person has been appointed by the president and taken to the Senate, and there are concerns that goes to the Senate regarding that individual, the Senate must break it up. I'm not trying to blame them. I'm asking questions. I'm trying to outline, the process that led to this. This will have been addressed prior to confirmation. Maybe this guy will have addressed the issue at the Senate if the Senate had asked him the questions. Because from what we heard today, the women went to the Senate and outlined their grievances. Why weren't these issues pointed out during the confirmation period? But let's get to what happened today. We were on a show on Saturday, and I said, this guy, resignation should not be an option. He should not resign. They have issues. They wanted certain things to get addressed. Let those things be addressed. The president and the vice president spoke with them and promised that they were going to address them. In fact, I read in the news that the president has instructed the Liberian Electricity Corporation to turn on the lights at the barracks. So if that was in place and the people still came out today, what we could have continued doing is to negotiate with them. to negotiate with them, get to the bottom of what happened.
So you think he should not have resigned
I
at
don't
all?
think he should have resigned. I want to believe that Prince C. Johnson was pressured to resign.
Pressure by whom? If that were the
by
case,
insiders of the administration. I don't
folks
think it
from the
was those
Unity
women.
Party.
I don't think it was those
But
women on the
again,
street.
listening to the president, Cindy, the president said the man he resigned willfully. He was not under pressure. He was not, on any kind of tension. No, he did that willingly. He did that because he loved the country, and he did it in good faith.
Nelson, the president can say anything, but it's left for us to also interpret. This man was just confirmed. This guy was just confirmed. This guy is used to heat. This guy's a military man. He's used to heat. Women going on the street there cooking their toboggi rice will not make him resign. Some insider pressure.
Are you saying the president lied?
No, Judge.
Don't
We coming
go
to
That's your question. It's a
Amen.
question.
Judge,
Now, why are you insinuating?
When your time can't
You
talk
want to
your
use the
own.
Ben model tree, Pepe?
Exactly.
Okay.
You can't talk your own.
No. Cindy's point is the president can go ahead and say that the defense minister did not resign under any form of tension, but he as an individual has the ability to analyze that which the president have said. It doesn't in any way means that the president lied. No. Okay.
You want me to say your elderly man lie? Don't do that thing, man. In like bro, we say we put 2 + 2 together. So the president say, we put 2 + 2 together. Right?
Thank you. Thank you,
Nelson, let me end on this note.
And the resignation.
A lot of people here would disagree with some of us here, but this is the first failure of Joseph Yuma Boakai. This is the first failure of this administration. This is not just any ordinary position we're talking about. This is the Minister of National Defense. The president and his team should have done more negotiation, address this issue on a leadership scale, instead of allowing this guy to have resigned his post. That tells me that research was not done prior to nominating him.
Thank you.
And second, the leadership ability of our president was in question today. Why did George, my brother George, come from Australia and go on the street tomorrow to protest against another minister? Will we tell that minister to resign?
Now, Roland finally, I'm going to ask you this final question. Roland Nima is asking this question. Oh, sorry. This is actually Roland's question. Suppose the situation had escalated. We'll come back and say the same decision. So, do you see it from this perspective as well, Cindy? What if the president had given a deaf ear?
What escalation? The president made a good choice today and said, let's reduce the celebration of the Armed Forces Day. The president did not send police out there. They're listening here. We are not talking about the decision made to manage the protests. If the president will have sent police out there, we will say the president failed. If the president will ignore the protest, we will say the president failed.
But you said he failed, man.
But the protest went on. They were guarded, they were protected, which is the right step.
But then what exactly then is the failure? What exactly then is the failure?
Was the resignation. It had not reached to the level of resignation.
Okay, thank you.
It had not reached to that level. You telling me Boakai cannot handle tense moment? That was not even tense. They were out there dancing, cooking.
Yeah, but
go resign from the Ministry of National Defense. So when somebody black role, you should resign.
Man.
Thank you, Cindy. Let's go there and move over to Josh. Maggie, I want to say welcome to the show. It's good to have
you. You don't know the security implementation.
There was no danger to country.
Okay,
Remember, there was no
so guys,
minister to
we
Kenny,
have
speak.
why
to
were
make
you saying stuff?
progress. We have to make
People
progress.
went to the
Did you do
Capitol,
your
Nelson,
self
1 second.
analysis?
Aaron Costa then went to the Capitol and were
No,
poking them.
Kenny,
Let
you
me
no,
end,
you
Rudolph.
cannot
Let
just
me
No,
say
no,
end,
no,
anything.
no,
Rudolph.
no, no, Rudolph,
Aaron Costa
Rudolph,
then
we have
went to
to
the
slow down.
Capitol, protested, and cooked. We did not resign. None of his ministers resigned. Are you telling us our president and his team cannot stand tension to
Thank you.
the point that the national defense minister of our country will be asked to resign?
Thank
Cindy,
you.
you
Let's
cannot
hear that,
come
Cindy.
here and
AFL is
say you
not
were acting
George,
and you don't have
let's move
evidence.
over to Josh. Josh, let's hear you.
based on politics.
Moba,
So you can't compare with other ministries.
let's hear from our brother Josh. Josh, the floor is yours. What's your take on
Yeah.
this issue and the president's address today as well?
Look, Nelson, initially, before I start my comment, I would just say on the same show few days ago, my colleagues here said we should not, the president was taking time to, appoint his government officials because he was taking time to vet them to make sure that they were the right people. And I hear my brother here, Sandy, is saying that probably the defense minister was not well, vetted. I think there's a little bit of disparity there. But yeah, that's what I'm going to say. Our current president lacks the
Oh,
ability
I
to
beg
make
you, I'm not
decisions.
cutting you. I beg you, my brother. I also disagree with those people that say the president must take time. I disagree with them. I'm not
Okay.
in that camp.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And I remember that now. Thank you. Our president is incapable of making decisions, the hard decisions, and he had to leave it to the poor guy, Prince Johnson, to make that decision today again. It's a quite indication that our president is incapable of making hard decisions, and this is a problem. It is going to be a creeping problem that individuals within the government will make decisions because that decision cannot be centralized. It cannot be made by our president. It's sad. The same thing happened in the United Party as soon as he became the head. They had the boys that were with him decided to fire the former president, Eli Joseph Salih. He sat there supinely. You see, and that's the thing. And when people say it, we get insulted, we get, we get denigrated and everything. But here's the thing. I think the former defense minister, did the right thing to resign because this incident will have even brought the entire government down. Because if your own people cannot make their way to RIA when they want to travel, when they cannot make their way from Douala to town, when they cannot do the basic things they're supposed to do, they will turn against you. And these people, we were seeing women on the road, but they were not women on the road. Those were men on the road. Because if you haul bush, if you haul rope will haul bush. And that's the thing. And I think the resignation is a good indication that our president is incapable of making the hard decisions. And guess what? I'm seeing people saying that, oh, he canceled the AFL day, right? It's not true. The people cancel it. He just follow up, but not coming there because it's going to be a disgrace. That's why he did not turn up because the people say we will not have any day. They said it, and even he said that in his letter. So, guys, we should be able to say the facts when they are read before us, and we need to say them. We should not sit here and just beat around the bush and expect people, to clap for us. For me, we don't come on a show for people to clap for us. We come here to say the hard truth so that people can learn from these things. Because it's very important that our people know what is actually obtaining. Our president is incapacitated. He cannot make a decision. If this president were listening to the Liberian people, the first thing he was not going to send Prince Johnson to the House of Representatives or to the Senate for confirmation because they first started with it. They told them everything that they would have done if this guy was going to be made a defense minister. They had meeting with the president. They even went to the Senate and told the senators that if you guys confirm this guy, we will block this, we'll block that, we'll block that. I think I sent a letter from the security chairman, how do you call it, Momo, Senator Momo. I sent it in
Momo
the chat.
Cyrus, yeah,
Yeah, Momo Cyrus.
the
I
letter
sent-
is up, the communication is up, it's on the
Thank
spoon
you.
page
And
as well,
great.
uploaded.
So guess what? These people knew exactly what was happening. This president could not make that decision again and say, okay, since you
But
people are
Josh, what
threatening
did
this,
you
can I
expect?
just
What
hold
did you
this? Can I just
expect?
hold this?
What? No. What did you expect the president to do? Because you are saying now that he cannot make the hard decisions based on the fact that he allowed the defense minister to resign. He allowed the protestation to call off the festivity that will go along with Armed Forces Day celebration in the country and everything. What did you expect him to do? in this case?
Good question.
There's a reason
Because
why the
because
president. Yes, there is
what
a
I
reason
see
why
again,
the president is called Commander in Chief of the Armed
no,
Forces of
because what
Liberia.
I see
There's
here
a reason
is,
why
Josh,
the president is the
if the
CIC,
president,
Commander
if
in
the
Chief of the
president,
Armed Forces of Liberia.
okay, I'm coming to that. If the
Okay.
president had know those people and gone ahead with the celebration, you would have said that the president is insensitive to the plight of the people. George,
Nelson,
because
the
you
people
support
say
the
they are not
cities.
going there. The
And
people
now
say it will
you
not
say
be
it the
held.
other way,
So
you
they don't
say
even know
he's
them.
incapacitated. So
Yeah,
I mean, what should he have done? And that's the
okay,
question,
Nelson.
George.
And I think I said it from the beginning, from my initial comment. I said this president cannot negotiate. This president does not have the requisite team around him to negotiate things. Because look, Nelson, somebody can cut the tail of your cow and still appeal to you and you let it go. Even though that's the only thing it has to use to drive fly, but you still let it go. But the words the person will tell you and the things the person will do will make you to want to forgive them, to let them go. This president
Forget
was
that
not able
cow
to do
tail.
that.
Forget that cow tail.
Okay,
What do you think the president should have done?
the
Yeah, leave the
president
cow
should have
tail.
negotiated. The president should have negotiated. Guess what? You know why? Normally, which is the designated internal minister has not yet been confirmed, or something has not happened yet. The reason why even the
No, he went
crowd,
for his confirmation
he went
hearing.
for a confirmation hearing, but he has not yet been confirmed anyway. But
Yeah,
crowd, crowd, right? It's in this
Upakura,
crowd.
Justice Minister
Yeah. The reason
Destiny.
why he's on hold, right, is the same outcry. If the president was a listening president, he would have done the same to Prince Johnson, but he did not do it. I think if I were the president, what I could have done was to call the aggrieved party together. Let me tell you the reason why the army wives could not demonstrate, because Prince Johnson was a leader at the time. He was the president of the army in the army barracks. He would tell you to wake up before you wake up, right? So they could not protest at that time. As soon as he got removed, so you go for the man that is taking Prince Johnson's place in the army. Call him. He has a command now for the people. He can tell them when to eat and when to not to eat. You will call that man and set him down and say, look, this is what I want to see done. As a leader, I'm the CIC, I'm the commander-in-chief of this armed forces. This is what I want to see done. Can you tell your men to take that woman off the street? Guess what?
Man, the people negotiated behind the scene. Don't come here, just say things will
No,
happen.
no.
But man,
George, move over to
people
Rudolph.
negotiated behind the scene. You're not going public and if you don't be behind it, they be negotiating. They put negotiated. So don't come here and lie to us. Don't say, hey,
Josh,
say
can
different
I
things.
conclude, Josh?
Nelson, can you tell how to call him mobile to just
My
keep
man,
quiet?
But don't lie.
conclude.
That's my point.
No. But on a serious note,
Why would you tell me I'm lying?
Because the people
guys,
negotiated
no,
for 2
but
days.
Moba,
Negotiation
listen,
Which
Moba. The
negotiation
point
you saw?
here is, it's not your turn, Moba. Kindly
Exactly.
mute your microphone, sir.
Yeah.
It's against the rule of the show.
If he doesn't mute again, you put him in the bag. I want to see him in the bag. I want to go see him there.
Kindly mute your microphone, Moba.
So look,
Yeah,
gentlemen,
so
this is
let's-
clear.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is clear. President Weah was president, and all those things that other people enumerated existed, and even worse. President Weah leadership amounted to allow the people, even going through that hardship, to still bear with him, because he told them something. He told them why he was taking this country. He told them what was his priorities. He told them what he was doing.
One second, I'm sorry. Can you say that again?
I'm not repeating myself. I'm going to go
Please,
ahead.
I
don't know which part of my statement you want to hear.
Can you
I don't know
repeat?
which.
Please, I'm talking about the one you said.
Maggie,
Right.
on a
I'd
serious
like
Can you
to
put
hear
Maggie in
that
the bag?
one.
I want to go and present Maggie in the
listen,
bag,
Maggie,
please.
you have
Go
to
in
turn
prison.
down the volume of that audio or whatever. It's
Yeah.
sharp, Maggie. Anyway,
for voice,
Josh
for
concludes,
voice.
so we move to Rudolph.
Yeah, so the thing is that all those problems that these people are talking about existed when President Weah was president.
Okay.
But the law for President Weah and the grace upon him did not allow the people to come in the street to do what they did. But guess what? That
love and grace?
John
No,
Weah,
no,
that John
Josh.
Weah, God beating them. That
Thank
John
you,
Weah,
Josh.
God beating
Let's
them.
go ahead.
They will
Let's
continue.
go ahead.
They will
No,
continue.
Josh,
Thank
you're
you.
making this thing to sound like a church service now. You're talking about love and grace and all of that. This is a serious political issue, the lifeline of the
It
people.
is.
You know,
It is.
but Rudolph, let's hear you. Let's hear your take on this. The president has come up to address the issue.
Josh had me laughing so hard. Like, Josh, these are the kind of people who, when you ask them, so why were you supporting Mr. Weah? I love the man. There are people that judge them. But to the issue, Cindy has always been one person on this show that, he has always made salient points. But today I beg to differ with you, Cindy. And also we have to understand that this is a national platform. When we come on here, we are being listened to by people everywhere. Or maybe I should say international platform, sorry, because people listen to us every part of the world. Sandy, we cannot come on this show and say Prince Johnson was pressured to resign when we don't have any evidence to prove to that. That is wrong. And when you say the president failed, it was his first failure. I would disagree, because I would have drawn you if Prince Johnson was fired, but he was not fired. Prince Johnson is a man of his own. He knows what is good for him, his family, and the country. So when he comes and say, I want to resign as a president, you would, take it. And I think what he did shows that he is nationally conscious, which I think not many of us are in that country, honestly. Because when you go back to the issue of the former Minister Tue, George said, the people jumped behind the president, said that he should resign, and he didn't resign. Guess what? That is why Weah was a one-term president, because he did not listen to the people. And the people came to a point where they realized that they have lost faith in him. So they were like, you know what? There is no need to protest anymore, because he is going. Yeah, that's what they say. They say, Joe, we are going. So now we have a government, right? A government that has the trust of the people. We have a government who the people have so much hope in. That is why they are protesting, because they know that their voices will be heard. And Sandy, I will personally agree with you at the part where you distributed the blame, as well as, because you mentioned the Senate. And I will agree with you only for one reason, because the Senate, by Constitution, is the direct representative of the people, the Senate and the lower house. So even if JMB sends someone to them, it is their business to do the needful, to interrogate behind those people and take them through a proper vetting process before they can confirm them or dismiss their confirmation, which they did not do. And that is why I, for one thing, that the Senate is proceeding in a way that they say, you confirm my own, I confirm your own. I think that's what they are doing. But for us to come on this show and say this was the first failure of JMB, then I would not agree.
So why do you think it wasn't a failure?
Okay, here is why I think it was not a failure.
Mm-hmm.
I already told you the first part, right? He was not fired. That I think that is the
but again, Rudolph, do you expect the president, after receiving a resignation letter and displaying that letter, is all on the social media, did you expect the president to say today that there were negotiations behind the scenes, and because maybe we want we want to get the we want to respect the voice of the people, so we negotiated with Prince Johnson and told him to resign? Did you really expect the president to have come out and say that?
Nelson, you and I, we can go into our various closets and we can ponder on these things, right? But when we come on these platforms, it's not the place to come and tell the people how you feel, what you think is the truth when it's an issue around national concerns. You don't do that.
Okay. So you are going by what was let out.
I am going by what I know happened.
Okay.
And what I know happened is what what the president read. This man resigned, and which I salute him for, because he could have been selfish. and allow people to be blocking the road for weeks or even months. But he said no, for the love of country, because I have consciousness, I will resign. He was not. I don't know if he was forced. So I will not come here and say he was
Okay.
forced or he was coerced into doing it. No. And to my last point, we have to understand that this celebration or this day was set aside to celebrate the army. Now, not me and you celebration. No, let's be frank. It was set aside to celebrate the army. So the people who you want to celebrate, if they are not happy, why would you say go ahead and say, you know what, I would disregard everything and I would still celebrate them? Because people are saying that JMB failed by not celebrating this day when it has always been celebrated in our country. I think that is naivety.
Okay. Thank you.
I think JMB decision was decisive and was politically smart.
Okay. Thank you. Maggie, you want to weigh in your thoughts on this issue, and then we move to Magnus.
Okay. Hi to all. First of all, let me start to say what Prince Johnson did today, resigning and falling under pressure. It was very low of him. Let me start with my brother Rudolph. I'll try to see the name clearly. Sad, I disagree with you. When it comes to the Senate, not the Senate. When it comes to you saying that Prince Johnson was he did an honorable thing to resign. Not at this stage. Put the country at risk right now. If anything, yes, we have a I-team in place. But what he should have done, or what the Senate should have done from the initial state, first, when a nomination was set for, like everybody said, they should have done investigation. The army wives brought these complaints before the Senate hearing. Nothing was done. Okay, we went through the Senate hearing and he was confirmed. After confirmation, they decided to block the road. The same day, the U.S. government, the embassy put out a statement talking about what they did was wrong. The army wife, and he decided after that to send a resignation. At that point, I think if every organization, every nominee, people come on the street to protest, is that how we're gonna be? Is the president going to accept every protest? What happened with Sarah Breslow? She was under a lot of pressure to resign. She went through a confirmation hearing, and she stood the time. If you are army man and there's something that happened today, just for you to just come out and resign just like that, it's very sad for our country. And I think the president, yes, I would agree that um, I mean, he failed us today. He shouldn't have accepted that resignation. And I
Thank you.
think that let me finish, Nelson. And I think besides the army ladies that coming wife spouse coming out, there were bigger hands under this. This is all political
Thank
because
you.
they happen. The things that they're talking about. Joy said because he was the head of the armed forces. No, it happened during the George Weah government, and that's what I asked him to repeat. The problem from the George Weah government, it is what we're seeing to, is what we're seeing today. So
Okay.
why not? Is it because he's gonna be he's a living right
Civilian.
now? No.
Thank you.
but
Thank you. I mean, yeah,
Nelson,
I see your hand up,
just 2
Mobile. Yeah,
seconds.
just take
Wait,
Yeah,
let me finish.
my
and then
question,
Do
we
you have,
listen,
wait,
Megan,
were
let
you
me
going to
wait.
say something?
Yeah, I want to come to the point where you said that the president like was not
Yes,
supposed
and doesn't mean
to
like,
accept, listen now, to accept the resignation of Prince Sim Johnson. To your job you work today, if you carry your resignation to HR, they should refuse your resignation because
oh
you don't want
yeah,
to
my
work no more.
resignation have been refused
Why?
before. And they
I see
called me,
there's
yeah,
nowhere
you
in the
asked
world
a
you want to resign.
question,
People say
yes.
don't resign.
I have resigned
no,
from,
guys. Let's do this.
you
Let's do
asked
this
a
one after
question,
the
thanks
other.
for asking that question. I have resigned from a department and I was called and to
Wait,
ask me
no,
why.
listen, you are resigning from the job or there from the department to go to another department. That's not,
I was resigning from the job.
Nelson, she mentioned my name, so can I just have
it's
like
all right, Nelson,
10
I
I'll
was
come
seconds?
to you.
resigning from the
Okay,
job
okay,
and
No,
my
guys. Let's do
job,
okay.
this.
10
hold
Yeah,
on one
seconds.
yeah.
second, and my job
10
called
seconds.
me in to find out why. And
Okay.
to be frank, they rejected it because they knew I was a good employee.
But you get a reason, even when you rest, when
Yes,
Nelson,
yeah, but
I
then
gave my reason, but they
can I have
knew
10 seconds,
he
please?
he he went through the vetting process. He was nominated by the president. The
we are
president saw
talking about the
something
armed
in
forces.
him.
We're not talking about
Maggie,
civilian. We are talking
No,
about
but
the
Maggie,
the
armed forces.
president
Maggie,
saw something
I will
in him.
go back to
Okay,
your
guys.
job
Let's hold you there,
situation.
Maggie. Let's hold you there.
10
Thank you.
seconds, please.
Yeah. Rudolph, you want to respond quickly in 10
Yeah,
seconds, and we bring Magnus in.
real quick. Maggie, one thing that we should, or that I think you should understand is that even at your job, when you submitted your letter and they call you back because they thought you were a good employee, they call you and ask you why, right? It was up to you to say my reasons are personal, and it was binding upon them to accept you to go. You didn't have to stay there. Let's get that one clear.
But the
Okay?
reason that he listed in a resignation, it was because for he said for peace and what the spouses of the armed forces men.
Yo, well, let me
Um,
also before you put your hand
that
up.
was his reason. A reason was not because of his own, personal stuff. It was
Okay.
based
Thank
because
you.
of what the people protested today
This
for.
man has his own value
Thank you.
as a human being.
Guys, we have to move on.
Okay, so what
Let's
if
get
this thing was going
Magnus to come in.
against his values? Well, you said no,
Ma-
don't resign.
Magnus,
You
can
don't
you
do
come
that.
in? Let's hear
One
you.
Hey,
second,
No,
let
no,
me
thank
no,
you,
just
sir.
one
guys,
second.
no, guys.
Okay.
Let's take Magnus. Yeah, he's
Thank you.
been waiting for a very long time. Magnus, go ahead. Let's hear your take on this
All
one.
right. Thank you, Nelson. I just want to congratulate um uh the retired General Princey Johnson. I mean, he's a fine army man, and he's I would say he's a patriot, right? And it's sad to see him go, but what I can say is Liberia is losing one of her finest servicemen because of politics.
Of course.
And because of politics. And I feel that the reason why I said because of politics is Nelson, when people are affected by conditions and they come to negotiate, they don't come to negotiate with the main point being sack this person, fire this person. Nelson, I can tell you no electricity in my heart, but I tell you say fire electrician. Then it's politics. It means I don't like the electrician. It's not about electricity not being in my house. It means I don't like the electrician. So when people, it is sad that our armed forces that we all know to be a force for good is being penetrated by is being permeated by politics, right? And people are holding the president, like they are holding they are holding the freedom of the people because they are against certain people, or they are against somebody, right? And I think by the president allowing Prince Johnson, I posted on my page today, allowing Prince Johnson to resign today. Because the reason why Prince Johnson will not hand a resignation because the Minister of Defense serve at the way and pleasure of the president. The only way I, as a Minister of Defense, can decide to say I hand him my resignation, it means, especially just barely 1 week into my tenure, it means I'm not enjoying the confidence of the president anymore. If JMB has stood behind Prince Johnson and said we'll negotiate this thing, he wouldn't have resigned. I think the president, what the president did today, he bowed to pressure. And I said today on my page, tomorrow, what you did, you play into the hands of your opposition. Tomorrow you see the
Tomorrow will
teachers
happen.
come out tomorrow. The backup, the paper rider will come out the next day. The nurses will come out. What you gonna say? So you mean when the paper rider come out, you say Minister of Transport go? When the nurses come out, you say the health minister should go? When the teachers come out, you fire your education minister? No.
But that's something we're not getting right here, and maybe we're giving a blind eye to this. We recently saw a situation with one of the ministers designate.
Yes.
The foreign minister, Sarah Beslow Yanti.
Yes.
Madam Yanti's situation blew out wide.
Yes.
She was being challenged when it came to her academic credential. And you could even tell that at the last meeting to the time when she went before the Senate for the confirmation, when she was asked that question, when she was defending and all of that, you could tell from her expression and everything that this is something that she was struggling to address.
Yeah.
There were calls for President Brakai to withdraw that nomination.
Yes.
There were also calls for Madam Sarah Beslow Yanti, the foreign minister now, so just let go or recuse herself from whatever nomination. No, but they did not bow to that pressure. The president did not bow to the pressure. Madam Sarah Beslow Yanti went ahead and she was nominated. She fought her way through. She was nominated. She did not recuse herself from the nomination. No. How about that?
So
There are two different things. There are two different things.
No, not two different things.
No, guys. You will all have your time. You will all have your time to express yourselves on this issue. But I want Magnus specifically to respond to this. Then maybe you can come here 1 or 2 seconds.
Yeah, but you should be asking me because I mentioned about Sarah.
Maggie, you are seriously going against the show. Maggie, kindly have your microphone muted. Okay, thank you. Magnus, please go ahead.
Yeah, Nelson.
Emmy, welcome to the show.
The reason why Sarah Beslow Yanti fought and she continued fighting is because she had a backing of her, the person who appointed her. If Sarah Beslow Yanti, if JMB had given Sarah Beslow Yanti the slightest inclination that he didn't have trust in her, she wouldn't have gone for that confirmation hearing. She would never have gone. So for me today, what happened with the issue of the retired General Prince Johnson, he didn't. I don't think the president was ready to go the extra mile with Prince Johnson. He was not ready. And because of that, because let me tell you, right, Nelson, if me, I am here and I'm running an institution, and then you come to me and tell me before I come to work, and you are in my department, you say before we come to work as worker you should fire the supervisor. You know what you're telling me? It means, Nelson, you're not talking about the working condition. You just want the supervisor gone. Is that going to change the working condition? Is that going to change the living condition? No, it's not going to change. So what I saw today was politics. So Prince Johnson is gone. Our lives at the barracks, are the children having better school, right? Are their husbands being paid well?
Thank you. Let's hold you there. And Emmy, we're gonna bring you in, but I see Cindy, your hand is up, and Rudolph as well. Let's take Cindy first. Yeah, Cindy, you want to take quick 20 seconds?
Magnus is on point. The president failed to support Prince C. Johnson. He didn't fight for him. I want to believe. Hold on, Nelson, before you come up with that your CDC question. Hold on.
No, come on, man. Come on. CDCs accuse me. Unity Party accuse me. Anyway, that's okay. Go ahead.
I want to believe that there were indoor conversations between the president and Prince C. Johnson prior to submitting that letter of resignation. I
Okay.
don't believe that Prince C. Johnson deliberately will have disrespected the president to submit a resignation without speaking to the president. They
Okay.
spoke. And I will believe it was based on their conversation that the decision, the final decision for resignation was derived.
Okay.
So, based on that, if the president, who is the father of the nation, wanted Mr. Johnson to retain his position, he will have advised that allow me time to handle this issue as the president of the Republic of Liberia. I don't think that was not done. He accepted when Prince Johnson went to him and said, Mr. President, I will resign. I'm going to write you a letter and resign. The president accepted. So back to my brother Magnus' point, if the president wanted to retain Mr. Johnson, he will have convinced him, Johnson, we need you in the position. We now
Okay.
check
Thank you.
everywhere. We now see nobody like you we want. Let
Thank you.
me take care of the problem. The president
Thank
will
you.
have done that.
Thank you. Rudolph, yeah, let's take Rudolph.
Yes,
20 seconds quickly.
again, we are still speculating. Nelson, for us to say that one minister doesn't enjoy the trust of the president
It
and
may
the
be
other one does.
speculation, Bala.
I come in and I mean,
It may be speculation, but there's
can I
something
go
that's called
ahead?
evidence.
Nelson,
Wait now, wait
and I
now, wait now.
protect it. Mama, it's my time.
Experimental evidence.
But
We
I'm
are
my
talking
time.
about experimental evidence.
But my time, please, let me talk, please.
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
Nelson, for us to sit here and say one minister enjoys the trust of the president and the other one doesn't, I mean, it's not factual. Because for the president to appoint someone in that key position, he must trust that person. He must. And also for us to say that it's disrespectful to submit your resignation letter to the president, I don't think that is true. He did not have to consult the president to resign. He did not. He could do it if he wanted to, but he, I mean, is not bounding upon him that, I have to call him and ask him, should I resign? No. This man has his own set of values. He has his own core values. What if this series of protests, the way they were going, his wife might have called him, his kids might have called him, his family, and said, you know what? It's not worth it. Because there are lots of threats around it. Because, hey, if you observe this protest, it was well planned. Happening in Bon County, happening to Cotton Tree, it was well planned. It was strategic.
That's what I'm saying, it was political.
It was
Okay.
strategic.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
so
But
looking,
let's hold you
That's
there.
why it was
looking at
political.
the threat
Yeah, Mikey,
surrounding everything,
yeah, Mikey will come to you.
Sandy, looking at the threat surrounding everything, being a security man, that
You're funny when I talk
he
today.
understood. That's why he said, you know what?
Rudolph.
To do the best thing, I will resign. I don't think it was influence.
But when you resign, if the
Okay.
president really
So
needs
thank you.
you, they say,
But
well,
Josh, let's take Josh quickly. Let's
talk
take
to the
Josh
people.
quickly.
I mean, George, that's
Yeah.
George way.
Josh,
I
go
just
ahead.
want to
Let's hear
disagree with my brother Magnus when he said asking for the supervisor to resign does it change anything? Yes, it does. That's why you fire President Weah, because the country was not running properly, right? So if people come out and say, look, we don't want the government, they will fire the president because the government is not working. If the army is not working good, they fire the chief of staff. That's what happens. So that analogy you are bringing holds no water. The
But
second
he's
thing I
not
want
a
to
chief of
address
staff,
is
though.
no, I'm just trying to give you examples, my man. You know what I'm talking about. Don't make it people don't
No,
give me
we
out.
don't know. We don't read
You
mine.
don't know. You don't. I'm not talking about reading mine. What I'm saying is that if an organization or group of people are not working, you fire the leader and change the culture of the people. The new person you bring, they bring new culture and they change everything around. That's how organizations work. That's why the
I agree with you,
responsibility is
George.
not on
I agree with
individual. Yeah, it's not on individual in a group or in an organization to make it work. The leader has a responsibility to make sure that that organization or that group works. So the thing is that fast forward to my brother Nelson. Nelson, the issue that I go with your comment, is that Sarah's issue and the defense minister issue. They are two different things.
No, no.
The defense
Okay,
minister.
okay. Yeah, yeah. Let me clarify something. Yeah, you're
Okay.
going to conclude on that, Josh.
Mhm.
I was trying to bring in the two situations, comparing it in terms of the pressure
Pressure.
it brought on the presidency. I'm not saying that they were the same or the exact cases, but there were some similarities as well as differences. The
Yeah.
similarities there is that there was pressure.
Yeah.
All
But
right,
let me
in
tell you,
the both instances. Yeah.
just to maybe to corroborate what I've been saying is that
Mhm,
this president lacks decision making. If Sarah had resigned, right? If she
mhm,
was just going to load and say, I'm tired with the thing, I'm going through the thing, I'm tired, let me go and go sit down, right?
mhm.
He was going to accept a resignation. Because the first thing is that this guy, people cry behind, he accepted it. But Sarah was brave. She said, no, I'm not going to leave it with the president to make the decision. He's not going to make the decision anyway. So I will
People
make
are
the decision
different.
to
Yes.
go. Yeah. She went to, so I'm not sure. And what people are insinuating here that is the president that stood by her, that's why she went. The president stood by every nominee he made, and every nomination, he stood by them. But it left with your own culture, your own understanding of how you want to see things go. If I were him, I said it on the show the other day on Saturday. If I were Prince Johnson, I would resign. And he have done it. And I appreciate him. And I think this
Thank
is a
you.
way forward for public officials. When people are crying your name, move from there. They're not your part firm. They're not
You
for
yeah,
you.
you
They're not you
never
alone
told
were
you when
made
to
for it.
resign.
But
Thank you.
now you know. Sorry,
Yeah.
Joe. I mean,
You
Nelson.
never
But
told
but
you when to
but let's say I'm
resign when you're here.
confusing. I a little bit confused to now for my brother George. George say he believe the president.
I'm
When I to
sorry.
accept it, but now he accept the resignation
Yeah.
of. He's
So
so
so so
happy.
guys,
No, I just
let's
confused my
let's
brother
let's go
George.
ahead. Let's
No,
hear from
George has always
Amy.
I
supported
mean, go ahead.
the father parliament.
Amy has been here, and she's been quietly sitting, no interruption. So strange. But go ahead, Amy.
Surprisingly.
What is that supposed to mean? So strange. I
No,
take
no. I,
offense
I
to
mean,
that.
strangely, you just been sitting and observing. But I
Well,
appreciate.
since you get everybody around too before you got to me, I have nothing
The
much to say
messenger
because
trying
No,
to
but
tell
everybody
that
but,
he
said
but you
lost
all,
came in
makeup.
all
late.
I had to
You
say.
actually came in late.
So
You came
I
in
mean,
late. I
the
mean,
yeah,
man
well,
trying
still
to
you
tell you
went
that he
around
lost
too.
makeup.
no. Come on,
Man, get a
brother.
girl around. Get a girl around too.
The only thing I gotta say is that I don't think the Sarah situation and this guy's situation is the same. I don't think the magnitude of people wasn't blocking road in Sarah's situation, doing this and doing that. So I think it's two different situation there. And my brother said that, oh, this thing happened. It was same thing that was existing on the past president, but the only thing was the love. First, he said that the only thing was because Prince Johnson was the chief of staff. He was like the president of the army, so nobody could do anything. And then he came back again and said, "Oh, because of the love they have for us." I don't know which one we need to take here, but like I said, I mean, everybody had already spoken what I wanted to say. The only thing I'm gonna make something is that I don't think the resignation. I think it was a bad thing. I don't
You
think it should
think
have happened.
you think it
Like
wasn't good at all?
no, it wasn't. Like everybody have already said, the president is bad. You don't. If you do it for Mary, well, you do it for Esther tomorrow. You do it for John. You do it for Paul. I
But you
mean,
read the
there's
letter he sent
negotiation. You
on the
gotta
resignation.
please stop.
You just,
Thank
go
you.
ahead.
So yeah, so it's not a good thing. You can't set the kind of. I'm not saying you shouldn't listen to the women. They got. I mean, everybody's saying this man is a this. He's a sin. He just. But I disagree. I think there's something going on. Yeah, it must have been a lower political hands on it because there's no way. And I'm not denigrating anybody. But there's no way those people will have this thing planned across the country that are unified and everything, and it come out the way it did without any big hands being on it. I disagree to that.
They ain't get food to eat, but they get
That
quarrel.
exactly. That's why you shouldn't have give into that. And I'm pretty sure they knows it. So to just go and say, oh yes, we accept resignation, or if Prince Johnson, I mean, nobody can tie him down and say you can't resign, right? And we can't speculate and say, oh, they forced him to because we don't know. If they did that, that was wrong. And if they if he went ahead and just did it, I'm pretty sure he knows as well that some hands on this. You don't give into that. That's why I love my second country, America. We don't negotiate with terrorists. Come on. We can have some discussion and stuff, but we're not gonna give you. Yeah, you can't. Tomorrow when George jump in the street, talking about Joe Bugger should come down. What? We should let Joe Bugger come down because George says that? Come on, you can't do that. You can negotiate, you can listen to what George's problem is, but you can't do that.
I have a
Just
question
wrong.
for you. I mean,
Listen, one
can
sec.
I ask
Yeah,
her one
after you,
question,
Rita.
please? So, I mean, when you
Yes,
said
sir.
that you disagree, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I am confused here. What do you disagree with? Are you disagreeing with the fact that JNB cut off the celebration, or you disagree with the fact that he accepted someone's resignation?
The celebration is not big of a deal to
Okay,
me
yeah,
because the celebration was for the army,
good.
like as I understand. So if somebody saying, "Oh, I'm having a birthday party for you," I'm not coming there because I'm mad. I'm not getting dressed. You can't tell that person to come to the party.
Good.
That is not the thing for me. My thing is the whole thing with the resignation is what I'm getting as is
So you
the precedent
disagree.
setting here to me is not right because now if everybody come in the street, that's my only thing. And this is a whole big Pandora box you are open for
But
seditions that are already waiting to cause chaos in the country.
But
They're already
JB
looking for a
action
way.
was not inspired by that. His action was inspired by somebody bringing him a letter and he just accepted it. That's why we said if JB will fire this man and say, oh, because the people say they don't
No.
want you, then you guys have a point. But he did not.
Rudolph, somebody appointed just 1 week ago and they come back to you and they say they're resigning.
But
If you
man, I
really
just
want that
told
person,
you,
you know the person is qualified to do that job,
if
you
you
will
come to
accept
me
You
the
and
fight
say
for your
resignation.
you want to
fighting.
resign
Rudolph,
and you give me
Rudolph,
your
I'm a United Partisans.
you will go. I would
Okay,
allow you to go.
Rudolph,
guys,
since I
thanks
since
a
I
lot.
told the president, I'm not United Party, I know, but
Thanks
the
a
president
lot.
was wrong on this
Thanks
one.
a lot, Maggie. I know you want to make a point, but let's have a
So
listen to this. I mean, you've concluded, right?
Can I just
I
say
will come
something
on the
about
second round because
the
since
cancer of
everybody bulldoze me. That's
the, the,
fine.
the program today? Just one
Wow,
second.
Maggie, your audio is. Yeah, you said
Sorry, my line is kind of bad. Can I just say one small thing on the canceling of the program today?
the
Just 5
okay.
seconds. Okay, the canceling the program today, I think it was bad because, like, I mean, you guys are saying if someone say come to my birthday, I'm celebrating my birthday, do not come. The armed forces, the celebration today is not only about those that are living. There are men and women that die for our country. We celebrate them on Armed Forces Day. So canceling it was, I mean, it was bad. What about those people that die for this country?
The people who should have performed the ritual are the people who are living and they say that they don't want it. So how will you go ahead to do it? How?
If the people come again, my
I
was it my
said I said the people who should have performed the ritual for this celebration, they are the armed forces, and not me and you.
it was,
So when they say
so
that I am
they
not coming there to
weren't
do
the
it,
one that cancer were their wives. If
who
we if, if we
but their wives told you
Okay.
clear that our
So
husband
guys,
sent
let's
us.
let's make
so but
progress. Let's
when the wife and that the AFL soldiers. So what about those people that died? Are they not
okay.
important too?
Thank you,
The
guys.
family not
We
important?
have to make
Let's
progress.
you give my 30 seconds.
Yeah, but the 30 seconds is in the bank. We take it to the bank. Yeah,
Oh, don't tell my own
Representative
thing.
Grace Bank. So we
I
take
want to
it to
make
the
a,
Not
bank.
then
We
you
come back.
I don't want to make a
negative
point.
But
People start
balance.
coming off.
Vasco, I want to say welcome to the show.
What? What?
Let's have
Mama,
a
you got
listen.
problem with me? That's not Mama asked this question. You got
I asked
problem?
this
Bring it
question
on.
because you guys keep emphasizing on the man resignation. It was not good. It was there. It was bad on his side. But when you read the letter, you said to preserve the peace and security of our state. Look, you take that portion. You shouldn't come here and say because the man resigned, he weak, he showed no leadership ability. No, you take that part to preserve our peace.
Okay.
Look, you get armed forces women on the street, and you get people who coming from RIA, the roadblock, Ganta, Nima, the whole of us all the
Okay.
call where.
You know,
Then we hear say
I
Mama,
to
want
the
us. I
minister
want us
to
to
Mama,
go
resign.
a bit. I want us
Mama,
to go a bit in
Mama,
the president.
when people striking against you and you
I want
supervisor,
us to go
when
a
you go to
bit into the
your boss man say,
president's.
my man, the boy in your coat. Your boss man
You
will
know,
suppose
Oh,
to defend you say the
in
boy in
the
your coat. What
president.
do you do?
Yeah, guys, let's do this. Guys, let's do this. In the president's address today, there are a couple of things he outline. There are some very sensitive things that the president touched today in his address. I just want us to go into it just a bit, then we'll come back and do our conclusion on this thing and go to the lines. But Vasco, I want to say thanks for joining us tonight. Let's see if we can get this one coming on now. Okay, so this is it.
Sunday, February 11, I received an audience from wives of some members of the armed forces of Liberia who had come to express their concerns on several issues. These issues included poor living conditions, high tuition fees for their children, lack of adequate medical care, and low salaries, among others. The women stated their most important demand was the removal of retired General Prince C. Johnson as Minister of Defense. They said their husband had told them that unless General Johnson was removed, there will be no Armed Forces Day celebration. We made it clear to the women that the government will look into their grievances regarding all the issues, but that retired General Johnson had been confirmed by the Senate and appointed by me as Minister of Defense. We were hence not prepared to discuss this issue.
Okay. So I want us to start the conversation from here, guys. It's very important. So many of you said
Isn't
that the
that support?
president did nothing. Did nothing. He just sat by. In fact, if he wanted to have gotten involved with this thing, he would have done it, but he did nothing. But there you have the president. From this, just this portion of the president's message, you can see that there was this back and forth between the authorities, the government, and the protesters, the women. At a point, you hear the president say that the women said their husbands have told them that the only way the protest will cut off is unless Prince Johnson is removed from that position as defense minister. It's not me saying. You heard that from the president's message today. Now, the plights, the way everything went on, is there any reason for anybody to think that there was some political undertone here? Let's
Yes,
start with you, Vasco. Vasco, you just coming in. Vasco, you just coming in. Let's start this aspect with you.
Thank you, Nelson.
Mhm.
Thanks to my fellow panelists. Nelson, like we always saying this about the president. I think the president, his decision making and his conflict resolution, that's why he has serious problem. From the day the he had a nomination for Prince Johnson, that was the time the AFL
Yeah, we know
the
that. We know
yeah
that.
the
Yeah.
webs they started this little noise, right?
Mhm.
Even during the confirmation, the people were there. And I hope you guys know that the president office, because Sylvester Grisby represented the president office. So he
Mhm.
was the first person that the president sent to have a discussion with these women. So the president was aware that these people, their major problem was for Prince C. Johnson not to be defense minister. And what happened? He still allowed Prince C. Johnson nomination to go through, and he went for confirmation hearing. And the Senate, because they were rushing, they wanted to have a defense minister for the Armed Forces Day. So they went hurriedly and confirmed this man. So right
Wow.
there has serious problem now with the president, because if you
So
have this kind of a situation,
mhm.
Prince Johnson, let's say his nomination, his confirmation hearing, everything should have been put to heart. A good leader, that what will do. put it to
No,
heart.
we've
To
passed
it
that
that
aspect of the discussion. Vasco, honestly, we not past that play there. They train all the way in Kakatana, but you want to take us back to the play we're coming from. But the point here is
The
there any
church
reason?
lady.
yeah, I will
Just,
get to this.
just considering, just no, when you come to church listen, now all that premise there, you gotta forget it. Just jump from the play. You know, considering that, just what you heard from the president's speech today.
Mhm.
He said they were back and forth. They engaged with the people. The people thought the people said the only way, in fact, their husbands told them. That's another key aspect I want you to capture. Their it's not someone from beyond the hall talking, not somebody from just anywhere talking. The president is saying the wives of the AFL personnel said their husbands, who are the AFL, the men and women arm, told them that the only way they will let go of the protest unless Prince Johnson is removed from the Ministry of National Defense.
And
Is there
so,
any reason, to
and
believe that
so,
this was not anything political?
thank you. So right there, that is the reason why I said the president has serious problem with decision making, because the president never even addressed the women concern. If he was sitting in front of him, he was still telling the people that there's nothing he can do when it comes to Prince Johnson or being defense minister,
No,
because
Stop lying. Stop lying. Stop lying.
you
Stop
gotta
I
lying.
want to
believe.
record it.
okay,
Don't carry a lie. I
okay.
want to
No,
be.
guys, let's
Let
have
me
Vasco be
finish.
protected.
Let me
Vasco,
finish
please be
recording.
Let me
protected.
When I
live.
Yeah,
tell you
that
to lie,
Vasco
you
like
lie.
go whipping
No,
good.
At the end of the
guys.
day, y'all play that video, play that recording and listening.
Vasco
The
enjoys being
president
beat
said
on.
the president said during the meeting, he told the AFL wife that this man had been nominated and had been confirmed by the Senate.
Yeah.
So on the issue of he not taking that identical job, it won't be
It was not up
possible.
for discussion. Yes, that's
Yeah.
what
Play
he
the
said.
recording, you
You're
listen
right.
to the thing. It will not
Exactly.
be
You're
possible.
right. You are right.
No,
Yeah, you're right.
Vasco, you may be wrong. No.
You won't get
The
laid
recording
too.
is here. The recording is here. We're gonna play it. I'm
Play
gonna take
again.
it
He
back
said
a
it will not
little.
be possible.
I'm gonna take it back a little. I want
Thank
you to
you.
So
listen to
is
this
that not
again.
support to
No,
Prince
I
Johnson?
want
The
you to
people who say they
listen
may not
to
support the
this
man?
again, guys.
all
You're
the
listening.
issues,
They're
but
listening.
that retired General Johnson had been confirmed by the Senate and appointed by me as Minister of Defense. We were hence not prepared to discuss this issue. Made
You
it
hear it?
clear to the women that the government, we made it clear to the women that the government will look into their grievances regarding all the issues, but that retired General Johnson had been confirmed by the Senate and appointed by me as Minister of Defense. We were hence not prepared to discuss this issue.
Bam. There you have it.
You hear it?
There
Let
But
me
you
you
have
ask a
listen.
it.
question.
But you
When
listen to the
people
first
Wait,
part.
when
wait, wait.
people
They
speak
sing
sometimes,
true
Was
y'all
it a
go
Vasco
hold
baby?
your
song,
ear.
No,
Magnus
guys.
You
Beat,
gotta
Let's
hold
take
it
our
clear,
time.
right? You hold it.
Magnus Army, and all you prove you're wrong and you prove
Was
Vasco
it a
wrong too.
baby talk crying behind JMB?
Y'all
No,
hold
that
it clearly.
Why y'all
somebody
calling
on
on me?
set, someone on set have
I thought that we were recording
that
the
ruler
thing.
song crying there. So
Yeah,
Ruler,
clearly. So the man never addressed the primary issue that the AFL wife was demanding. The people say upon all those requests, the main focus was for this man not to be there. But the president was telling the people that we cannot go further with the discussion because the man was already finished. When it come to the issue of Prince Johnson,
English and how?
but that y'all don't want to play the thing right there, you're hearing the thing.
It read there. I don't know what you guys can
Right there,
understand.
why you want to turn it
Nelson,
around?
It read there.
Nelson,
The
Nelson.
man
and this
said
is important.
we will go
No.
into
You were looking to the other
No.
matter. But
Other
the
Nelson,
matter,
one
but
that
not that
come
one.
Nelson.
with that.
Not that one.
Vasco is
So then
partially
why
right.
when he
Let's do this,
said
Vasco
he
is
guys.
never
partially
Vasco
addressed
right.
is
the
right. Vasco
Guys,
100%
guys,
Vasco is
right.
partially
let's
right.
do
You
this
the
cannot
thing.
be
June
wrong.
protest, the
Vasco,
call for we had to step down. Why
Guys,
didn't he
stand
step
in
down?
mute. Vasco is the
What
only
you bring
person
we have been
who
there
has
for?
to
We're
speak
talking
yeah.
about
now.
JB, you're talking about we are.
Because I a worshiper,
I
like
can
a person
discuss
can
this.
Just
worship
leave we
and
are
he does
busy.
everything
We are
Come
right.
on.
not
Come
president.
on. I know you want to denigrate people to talk who can worship human being. Now what you want
Yeah.
to do to denigrate us, to lower us
Nelson,
to a stand that we
That's
can
the
worship human being.
denigrating from
We're
you.
Don't
not
do
going
that. We
there.
don't do that.
We're not
When we're
going
talking
there. We're
issue,
not
don't
going there.
try to denigrate people here.
Everything
Let's
is
do
denigrating
something
to
here.
you.
No, but don't tell me say I watch somebody. I
I
want
mean,
to say
yeah.
God.
I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
don't do that to
So,
people.
so
But
no,
Joe,
but
you
no,
Everything is
you have
denigrating
yeah.
to
patience because
you.
you can tell people a lot of things on this show, my man. So you should
No,
have
no,
patience.
guys,
Thank
guys,
you.
let's do this.
My
Let's do this.
man,
He
my
thinks
man.
Let's do
he's
this.
the
Listen,
only
Let's
one
do
with
this.
mouth.
I
They
did
should
not
watch what
come
they
here
say
to
to
tell
him.
anybody who to
Everything
worship.
is
Not
denigrating
even
to you,
Yeah.
you.
and I'll
I'm
No,
only
say
no, no,
telling
no,
you,
no,
I only
guys,
telling you that the
guys,
man is
guys,
right.
guys.
You can't tell me
Let's
say
do this.
because that man
Nelson,
worship.
Vasco
Don't
has
do that
some
to
real
people.
points here. Vasco has some real points
Yeah,
here,
bro, you
guys.
don't come.
go ahead,
Let's just be
Roscoe.
that, man. I mean, they're not me to say you worship, man.
Don't
I
tell
mean,
me what I
Hey,
need
that's
to
don't talk
that's
for
say.
Ami.
you
Don't
know.
talk for
But
Ami.
Nelson,
I
can I
ask
come
Vasco,
in?
if
That's
God
what she
worship,
said.
You
God,
know,
let me
That's
ask
what
you
she
something.
said.
but guys,
That's
let's
not
do
your
this.
own.
That's
Let me
what she
talk
Nelson,
said.
first.
can I
Vasco
Let me
and
come in
talk
for
God,
before you
30
speak to
seconds?
me.
Vasco
Yeah,
and God
guys,
worship
let's
God, we
do
are,
this.
that's true.
Guys, no,
But
guys.
people they worship, they get a picture every morning, they bow down to him before they get out now.
Don't talk for me, Nelson. Talk for
I'm very
yourself. I mean what I
discussing
said.
about our country, yeah, man.
Nelson, can
Yeah,
I
man,
come in
yeah,
for 30 seconds?
you
Go
guys are
ahead,
distracted.
Vasco. Finish that lady.
You're taking 15 minutes, whole 15 minutes on the issue. We're not
Exactly.
part of our
Nelson, 30
discussion, man.
seconds. 30 seconds, please.
No, but my time running so fast. 15 minutes already gone. Should we just go to the line and close the show?
Yeah, let's
15
go to
minutes
the
gone.
line. Let's not do that to the
No,
people.
no,
Let's
that's I
move
No,
want to
on.
but
make a point. I want to make a
because you've
point for
spoken
you.
already,
Nel-
Vasco haven't concluded, so he said we should go to the line. Vasco,
Thank you,
please conclude.
Nelson.
That's I want
No,
to make
I
a
Nelson,
haven't
point for
spoken
you.
on this
Nelson,
issue.
please. I want to
Mhm.
use my ballon minis.
Mhm.
Please roll that tape over. Let it rescue all them understand what the president told the women.
No, but Vasco, honestly, you don't have much meaning. You don't even
Oh
have up to
my,
a
hold a
minute.
second.
To play that
So
tape.
let's
But
do
no,
that.
Nelson,
Nelson,
let's come in real quick,
this is
Nelson.
how the information will
Nelson,
get out
please, can
there.
I come in real
You
Guys,
the
quick?
journalists on this show, you got to check make every information here. So you need to let us know that identical recording you just played.
Nelson, can I come in real
Yeah,
quick?
you should be able to call the cake here,
Cut
but you
that
don't do it.
case for us
When
to
it comes
get
to United
peace.
Party thing, you can say, and I get to call something.
Yeah,
I'm
And when it
not
comes
a
to you can
United
be
Party
correcting you, you can
partisan.
be correcting you. They men
I
are
speak for
useless, man.
Liberia.
Well,
Nelson,
guys, I'm
Nelson,
not
can I
a
come
UK
in real
guy.
quick?
Yeah, stop that. But it's serious. Vasco has a point.
Vasco, that guy
Yep.
will never say shit that you
Vasco does
talking. You
have
will
a
not say
point.
it.
Yep.
You will not say it.
Yeah, Rudolph, let's hear you quickly.
Yes, Nelson, I personally agree with Vasco. I mean, you all know that I am an ardent follower supporter of JMB. It's clear. I don't hide it. But Vasco has a point, and he is partially right. Right? He is wrong for saying that JMB doesn't know how to handle conflict. But when you listen to that tape, JMB did not on the spot, which is impossible, by the way, to solve their problem. He proposed to them that we will solve it. We will look into it with careful, we'll pay careful attention to it. But also on that same tape, prove the leg of Magno, Ami, and Sandy wrong because they said that JMB doesn't support Prince Lee Johnson because he
I never
said
said
it.
he
He
didn't.
said
No, they didn't say you doesn't.
You got me wrong, brother.
that's what you guys said. Because
No.
on the
Let
tape,
me
No,
tell
but
you what I
let's
said.
have
I
Rudolph
come
to
in.
land.
Let's rewind and
Rudolph
play,
to
please.
land.
On the tape, he said this man has been confirmed by the Senate and approved by me, and we're not and we are not going into that. So that is support. But
Yes,
No,
I
Ami
mean,
never
the
said
way
that,
was
that
not willing to
Cindy
go the
Okay.
extra mile.
and
Thank
Magno
you.
said
Thank
it.
you.
And to what extent did he fight for him?
30
To what,
seconds,
No,
man.
to what
guys.
extent?
Sandy,
To,
yes, Sandy.
to what extent, Rudolph, back to your point, to what
Uh,
extent did he fight for him? When
to
you
the
have
extent,
told the women, hold on.
No.
It's a rhetorical question. You don't need to answer it right now. Let me keep speaking. When you have told the women that this is off the table, I appointed this guy, he was confirmed by the Senate. The discussion is off the table. And in less than 24 hours, this guy resigned and you accepted his resignation. To what extent did you fight for him?
good.
Won't you, my man? It's okay. Take it easy. Take it easy. He had
Magna.
an internal indoor conversation with Prince C. Johnson. You cannot dispute that.
Thank
Before
you.
the resignation went in, there were discussions. If he wanted to fight for him,
Listen,
to understand,
this is where the
believing
issue
that this
comes in.
guy,
Sandy, I can
Thank
only
you.
protect you to the extent that you
Thank you,
want to be
Sandy.
protected.
Thank you, Sandy.
That's it.
Thank you, Sandy. Thank you, Rudolph.
but
Yes, thanks
Nelson,
a lot, guys.
Nelson, when
Let's.
I'm
let's
in
me get
flight,
10 seconds.
Nelson, I'm in a private
10
flight,
seconds.
but the same way I want you
JKK,
to fly private jet. To allow my private flight to land.
but I'm free right here, so you
I
can
pre-
you gotta learn it.
I know the DB on the free
I
ride.
can only protect you to the extent to which you want to
But on
be
a serious
protected.
note,
Yeah.
there's a point that I see coming forth here from I think Rudolph or one of you, when he said that at one point the president had a position. His position was, I've made my decision. If you have your plight, we will address your plight. But the decision, we can't go back on this decision. Then
You're
he
the same
came back
person
to
coming
say,
and say the man
yeah.
weak.
Then he came back to say, if you go in that particular speech or even just judging from everything that happened, at the end of the day, this very man on whose behalf the decision was made and they could not go back on the decision, it turned out that this man resigned. This
Nelson,
man resigned.
Himself.
Nelson,
Who's supposed
one,
to
let
resign?
her 5 seconds, please.
Yeah,
Well,
Nelson,
anyway, we
And
are,
that the protester.
Nelson, let
2
me get in
seconds.
Nelson, you are
We
a very
all
sound man. You are blessed.
2
Nelson,
seconds.
come on.
Nelson, when you read
You
when you read
cannot,
the
you cannot
Article
bless
50,
him
right,
here.
Constitution, right? Article 50 says the executive power of the Republic of Liberia shall be vested in the president, who shall be head of state and head of the government, commander in chief of the army. So the president was serving in dual capacity as head of state and commander in chief of the army. So if the army would send their wives to tell the president, say, remove this man, so then who is the commander in chief? Is it the army personnel or the president?
Yeah, thank you.
But
Is that
you
You can't ask your boss to do something
address that point.
What?
in your interest.
Right.
You can ask your boss to do something in your interest.
No, then from
I know then will come inside because you can ask your boss.
You can ask your boss to do something, but he doesn't have to do it if
What
he
was my
feels that
first
it's not
point
right.
there? What was my first point there?
But that does not
we
negate the fact that you
discussing
can
about
ask. You
dictatorship,
have the right
It
to
was
ask.
political
Yeah.
because if you come and the main issue on your points is the resignation of somebody, you say you don't get hospital, you not get your children in good school, but the first thing they may resign. So what is there for us to not see the politics in this? And without talking
Magnus,
about
no
the
politics
president,
here. Magnus, you keep going for politics. There's no politics here.
How far was the president
Whatsoever.
willing to go for Prince C. Johnson?
And I
How far was
said,
he willing to go?
I can protect you only to
brother,
the extent that you
my
want to
brother,
be protected.
my
That's what I
Okay,
brother.
so guys, we
My
have to
brother.
go to the
Nothing
line.
let's go to the line.
minutes
Magnus, you
now.
agree.
Appointed.
Yeah, Maggie. Once we come back, you will
Maggie, you can
make
talk
your
tomorrow.
your
Just come out
Forget.
tomorrow.
Please, I'll forget.
This is sexist.
Thank you.
The children
Go
don't
ahead,
know.
Nelson, go ahead. Go ahead. Don't
Because play like a card. You get
Yeah,
it?
no
Go
matter.
ahead, Nelson.
If
I'm
they
playing
always
the
eat a
box
front
and
pocket, they
you
can
can
hold it
talk.
for the
Go ahead, Maggie.
Okay, first of all,
Maggie, let you go to the line.
As you just talk for a minute, hold on 1 second. First of all, when we listen to the president, he's 100% right. The army wives have no authority to tell the president who they want. It's not their place. First of all, the husband they are cowards. But then to sit back and allow their wives to go in the street to fight for them, who are they? It's a wrong person outside there.
They are
They
a
said
non-political group of people.
they are not working, and they are not the AFL people. They just wife. They are spouse.
We're not allowed to do
Right,
that,
No,
man.
right.
when your
Doctor,
action
I have to
affects
go
me,
to
when
my
your action
husband's
affects
job.
me, I get
Hold
a
on
right
1
to talk.
second. Well,
Yeah.
right, do I have to go to my husband's job and tell my husband boss to not to employ somebody?
Martin,
No,
this
not
is
to gain
They
government.
are
overtime.
wives.
This
You
is
can tell him
They
not
government.
to get
do
your
are
husband
stay in a
overtime.
place as wives. But
Thank you.
the husband,
You are being
husband have
sexist. You are being
problem with
sexist.
their bosses. The husband have problem with their bosses. The husband's supposed to be the one to come in the street, not the
Not in
wife.
the kiss. Not in the
Thank
kiss,
you.
Maggie.
Thank you, Maggie. Thank
Yeah,
you.
Maggie, not in the
So
case,
let's go
sweetheart.
to the lines. Let's go to the
So
line.
that's making my point. No
I
problem,
can
man.
see the law, but
That's
you
why
cannot
now
put
you
the
make
Yeah,
the
but she's not making it.
chance
She's not
I
making
said I
it.
had to work my time tomorrow, so
Yeah,
Guys,
that's
kindly
fine.
mute. Kindly mute. Let's go to the lines and take
Maggie
some
got
calls.
love, but she not make it.
05551011075. Let's take our first call from here. Hello, you are live. Your name and where you call from?
Yes, Granville, and I'm calling from New York.
Yeah, okay, go ahead, sir. You're live.
Yes, look, I think you guys missing a big point here, and this is the fact that these are military people. Now, I hear you guys keep saying, "Oh, what if somebody else does it?" Well, the president will have the power to send the police, and the police will have the power to send the army. But what we're looking at was supposed to be conflict in the country. You can imagine if they send the police to clear these women off the street, and something goes wrong with one of these soldier wives. You know what kind of problem will be in the country? You want us to enter into another civil conflict? These are armed people we're talking about. These are not ordinary citizens.
Thank you.
So that other point that, oh, because he does it for this, the next group, yeah, if the KK people come on the street, not to have the police to clear them off the street.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Put a hot water truck on them.
Thank you.
Because the military.
Let's hold you there
That's
and
a big
take another
difference.
person. Hello, yes, sir. Hello, you're live. Your name and where you call from?
My name is Jeremiah Nomo. I call from Los Angeles, California, USA.
Go ahead quickly, sir. Let's hear you.
All right. The president was, for me, I think the president did the right thing. If you are working and then you resign, I mean, that's a decision. So for people to say, oh, the president should refuse the resignation, I don't think it would be a sensible thing. That was the right thing he did. I mean, that was
Thank you. Thank you, sir. We take another person. Hello, your name and where you call from?
Hello.
Yes, sir. Let's hear you.
Yeah. My name is Adam Benson. I call you from Waterloo, Iowa.
Okay, go ahead quickly.
The issue here is that the president was right, because this is a government that we established, and we tell the people that this is everybody's government. He's there to talk on behalf of everybody. And on the other hand, the army has been crying, even from my early days. Mm-hmm. The people were crying. The people cried to the extent Bonnie Samuka was accused, he went to court, was convicted of eating the people money falsely. Nothing came out of it. Through our government, the people complained, and the cry was not heard. So for the fact that Joseph Boga came and they saw that he would be the right person to address their name and their plight, this is why they went on the street peacefully. They sent our wives. So there are so many ways people can handle issue. They decided to send their wives instead of them, because we know when the army get in the street to put it, that will be a chaos.
Thank you.
There will be so many things going wrong.
Thank you,
sir.
So
they send our wives. All right. Thank you, too.
Thank you, sir. Let's take another person here. Hello, your name and where you calling from? Hello? Can you say your name and where you call from, sir?
So where I call you from? Factory.
Okay, Felix Edwin, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, Nelson, I follow your conversation, and I'm highly interested in the topic.
Okay.
My take here is, I listened to your panelists, and there were some issues that were raised by your panelists. Sometimes when you are not in a situation, you tend to think it different.
Okay.
Because the reason I say so is that I'm an ex-soldier. Okay. I'm an ex-soldier, and I was dismissed. I was dismissed by these so-called Nigerian guys for a little thing that the military live for and live by. Yes, AWOL. Okay. Without AWOL, there will be no military.
Okay, so in conclusion, sir.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that, or I just wanted to drive at this because when it comes to P.C. Johnson, he tell himself, or people tell me to be a very good leader, but he passed through this AWOL train. He passed through the A1 train when he was going to take ownership of his child in Switzerland. He passed through this train. And when he got into power, instead of him finding a way to at least procure this, because if you look at the military right now, they're talking about the strength is about 2,000 plus, and this is if you really check the military is now up to 1,600.
Yeah, let's forget all aspect of the discussion because but in conclusion, what's your point, sir?
Okay, my point here is that there are issues that he met on ground, and he promised the soldiers that he was going to take care of it. When he got into office, the soldiers were very, very much happy and okay that he was their own.
Okay.
And those issues,
he did not.
In the military, we call them hanging fruits. Those are hanging fruits that were supposed to be plucked out, and he did not pluck it out.
Okay, thank you, sir.
So these people were absolutely right. And I want to say one thing from the perspective of what the leader said. The soldiers are cowards. They are not cowards. For us, we went on an oath. We don't protest.
Okay.
We don't protest.
Thank you, sir. Magnus, you have a question?
Yes. I mean, I don't know your name, but I mean, thank you for putting out the courage to call. So you said he met.
Let me get closer to the radio at least.
Just ask the question quickly, Magnus.
You said he met some issues that he was not able to resolve. So, but the immediate past defense minister was chief of office. He was chief of staff when those issues were there. Why didn't you protest against the defense minister then?
Hello?
Why
didn't you protest against Zianka?
I'm coming. Yeah, let me relay your question to him. He is saying that the issues, the very reasons why the people are protesting now, those issues have been there. Why didn't the AFL wives protest against Zianka when he was the defense minister? But don't wait until Prince Johnson before you carry on the protest. That's his question.
That's a very fine question. Number one, Zianka was serving in a surveillance capacity. He was serving in a surveillance capacity, and he was a direct representation from the president to the military.
Okay.
He was serving as a liaison between the military and the president.
This is the same position that Prince C. Johnson was appointed and confirmed for.
Okay, the reason you see these ladies or let's say or our wives caught on the street is that when Prince Johnson was the chief of staff, he was then the direct representation of the military
chief
to the president.
Chief.
Yes.
The question is the same thing that you're protesting for now. Y'all had a problem in ever since.
Yeah.
Okay. Daniel Zianka was the defense minister. The question the brother is asking is why all this while you guys in protest against Daniel Zianka, but you're waiting for one of your own from the barrack, the chief of staff, to be confirmed for that position before you started protesting against him. Why Prince Johnson and not Zianka? That's the question.
Okay, the reason is very simple. My brother, when snake miss you, you see laser tail, you will run.
How does it relate?
That one parable I get to give you. If you want to understand it, can you please understand it from the way I say it?
No, I want to understand how you connect. I want to understand how you connect to the one we're talking about now. That one I want to understand.
Okay.
Nelson, fool me once, can't fool me twice.
He was direct representation of the military to the president, and everything that was there was channeled through him.
Okay,
it was channeled through him. You get something called chain of command. No soldier can just wake up from the barrel one day and come and say they're going to the press to go and talk.
Oh, okay. So
That's
because the thing was channel through him and all the things that were happening to you, that what made when they put him in the higher position, I say no. If they made a dying, he was doing the thing. When he go up there, it will be worse.
Position, it mean that it will be worse.
Okay, thank you, sir. I think you.
But Ziaga was that one is Ziaga was chief of staff when they whole thing started.
Yeah. Well, any other question?
Ziaga begin defend minister.
Yeah, can I do a follow up on that?
No, guys. Oh my.
I mean, sheep log and goat log not the same.
I have
Come
a
on,
hair
where you get understanding?
and when
They
everyone is
political. It was political. That's all. It was.
That's young.
Can we not talk about? Can we talk about questioning the man first? We'll do that. Can I follow up?
Maggie, guys, let's have folks recognize before you come up. When you're talking together, the audio is just so terrible here. Yeah. So let me recognize. I mean, you said you have a question, right? You have a question.
Yeah, I just want to do a little quick follow up.
Yeah.
So, like my brother had already asked, Giancarlo, right? He was there, and Prince Johnson was the chief of staff. How do you know that Prince Johnson wasn't advocating for you guys, but Giancarlo wasn't giving him the?
How did you know
the audience?
that Prince Johnson wasn't advocating for you guys?
Very simple. Very simple. Number one, there were issues that were faced. I said it from the beginning. There were issues that were faced when Prince C. Johnson was serving as brigade commander.
Mm-hmm.
You getting me? There were issues that he saw in the barrack because that place is the home of the 23rd Infantry Brigade. It's where all military men go. We call that place garrison. All military personnel supposed to enter that place before you can go to any other barracks. He was there and he saw those issues. He saw those issues and he ascended to the rank of chief of staff. And those issues were staying in the barracks.
Her question is how did you know
Daniel Ziaga, chief of staff?
Her question is how did you know that he was not advocating for you? Maybe he was doing it behind the scenes, but you guys didn't know about it because he wasn't coming and telling you guys always.
Okay, so I just want to say something. He was advocating for me behind the scene. I would agree to you because I was not present when he was advocating. But then let's look at the other aspect of a soldier that is serving duty to Prince Johnson residence, wherein as they have to carry their own water, carry their own food.
What
is that advocacy?
You said come again with that. Serving
soldiers serve duty at Prince Johnson's residence, the general residence. When they go there, general gets in your house. He don't come outside. He don't come outside talk to the soldier. Nothing. The next thing, the general. Only time you see general that in the morning, you carry your own food. You carry your own water. That is that advocacy.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I want another question.
Oh.
I want another question.
No,
okay. So I got one more.
The person in the hot water, or the person that from the hot water will tell you how hot is the water.
Okay, we understand.
Yes, that one, Nelson, I really wanted sometimes when you guys are hosting these kind of shows, the affected people, or probably those that were affected from such incidents, you invite one of them on the show. You will get to know there's some facts from those individuals.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, sir. You come from that background.
Can I ask you one more question? Last.
Yeah, I want one question.
Yeah, Maggie, your question, Maggie.
Thank you for your service. I want to find out today, program being canceled, was it the right thing to do for the program that we had every year to be canceled today because of this protest?
So her question is, was it right for the protest to have gone this way, where even the program that is here held annually to appreciate, to recognize you guys, it gets to a point where the program is being canceled. Do you think it was a good move on the part of not just the wives of the AFL, but even the AFL, some of them supporting that very action by their wives? Was it a good one?
Hello, I will say this.
Mm-hmm.
I will say this. There's no disrespect to the CRC.
Mm-hmm.
No disrespect to the CRC, but I believe the CRC lack command control. He lack command and control. Because number one, our wives in the street, we got command over our wives.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
You get me?
What I say
We
here.
got command over our wives, and he got command over us through the team. It will not be in a way that the chief of the CRC will call and then tell the chief of the present chief of staff that there will be parade. There will be parade for the Armed Forces Day celebration, no matter what. Gather your men, and the chief of staff will not call the brigade commander and gather men. We are on an oath. We are on an oath to defend and protect the sovereignty of Liberia, foreign and domestic. You getting what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the chain of command, what I said, he lack command and control. He lack command and control.
So in this case, the command and control you're talking about, your wives are in the street protesting. They have set up roadblocks. They've said that they will not leave until Prince C. Johnson resigns. In the midst of all of that, the president and those in authority, they reach out, they try to negotiate. It doesn't seem to be working. Do you really think that command and control you're talking about would have resolved or would have addressed this situation without firstly getting your wives convinced or getting Prince C. Johnson to resign? That command and control, was it possible for it to work today without the resignation of Prince Johnson?
It could work. It could work. Number one, you know, I will say this. He's my senior when it comes to ranking.
Mm-hmm.
And I appreciate him for his time and service to the country. But I would say one thing. Today, I'm saying it. Maybe you guys will take it, or another guys will take it. Other guys will take it funny. But I would say he got a weak military mind. He got a weak military mind. Anybody that say he was not pressured to resign, that person is lying. Because number one, let me tell you something. I'm a military man. There is no pressure. There is no pressure that can make me to do anything out of the way.
But you just told us that he got a weak mind.
Hello?
Nelson, please.
Yeah.
You just told us that this man has
conclude.
Mind.
Let's have him to conclude with this point.
Okay.
Yeah. So when it comes to the tax agency, when you repeat that your question, please.
Okay, the message forgot the question. But on a serious note, I want to say it's been a great time having you here, sir. I really appreciate the fact that you mustered the courage to reach out. You call in like any other person, and you're able to make those salient points. People may disagree with you, others may agree with you, but at the end of the day, you're able to speak out, which is very important to the discourse. And I must commend you for that, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Nelson. I'll thank you guys for the show. And I appreciate you guys, but I just want, you know what I really like this phone show.
Mm-hmm.
I like this phone show because sometimes there are panelists you bring on board and they call spade or spade. You get me?
One is here.
I'm really.
Nelson, can I ask my one question, please?
And I know
one question.
I know my guys in the diaspora, or those guys or in my case that are in Liberia. We are not happy that the Armed Forces they were canceled because for us, is a day, whether we're living or we're dead, it is a day that we enjoy because we have taken oath for this our country, and we enjoy the pleasure of serving our nation. So I thank you, and I
Thank
will
you for your service.
say thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your service
Can
to
I
come.
ask my own
Thank you
question for
for
Nelson?
thank you for taking all the words from my mouth.
Who
Those are
you
exactly
asking
what I
now?
said
The
today.
person
That's what
gone.
you said.
No, but guys, let me say this.
Nelson, you are not
Let me
fair
say
to
this.
me, my man. You are not fair to me, man.
But you asked a question. You
No, the
asked,
thing, didn't hear my question. You
Let's say
told
I
me
have
to
more
wait
questions
for
to
him.
ask me. I have my hands up.
but he's gone. But for
Yeah, because
tomorrow,
you let him go.
there's always a tomorrow. You know, you don't
Okay.
have to finish everything today.
No, we're not going to go
Now,
back to the topic.
even in the African homes, they got cool rest because
Because
all
the
the rest
man told us that
Cindy understand
Queen
what I'm
Johnson
talking about. Cindy,
In the American
weak
home, we
Josh
got cool
knows.
rest
military
too.
mind,
Yeah, your
right?
umpire can put in the fridge.
Then he
It's
come back again and tell
okay,
us that the man was
Nikki
talking
and
Oh,
about
it's gonna
Alfred
be
is
on
not
rest.
on.
Can we talk one
Because
at a
we have
time?
our own military man, Alfred. Alfred
guys,
failed to
on
come
a
on
serious
today.
note, you guys are breaching the rule of the show. Seriously, when we're talking together, it's terrible. It's terrible. Especially for those on radio, it's very, very terrible. Not even to talk about the headphone, the discomfort it will bring. I mean, it's. But let's do our closing. I see a lot of people still trying to call. Let me just squeeze two more calls in, then we'll do our closing. Let me take this person. Hello, you are live. Your name and where you call from?
This is Walker. I'm calling from Virginia,
Okay,
the
go
state
ahead.
of Virginia.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I've been listening to you guys, and most of the panelists are right, some are wrong. But I would say this: I have one uniform, and I understand what the military is about. I would say to the JMB government, the decision taken today, I personally say it's a wrong precedent. I think they should have been handled a little bit different. And if the military wife told him, their husbands told them this is what they want, which means they went against the very oath they took. Because technically, indirectly, they challenged the president. So I personally would recommend that in the process of the investigation, the army, the rank and file, the army need to be properly investigated. We are the bad apples. Put a halt to all future peacekeeping deployment for AFL. Augment the size of AFL. Bring back the presidential guard, like the SATUs, bring them back. That will serve as a buffer between AFL and the presidency. The current army we have is divided. It has been cracked. If it is allowed to proceed the way it is, I see trouble ahead.
Thank you.
So investigate, find those who are behind this thing, weed them out. They should not be wearing uniform.
Okay.
I agree, they got valid points, but the procedure was wrong, and uniform people do not proceed that way.
Thank you,
for
sir.
allowing me.
Thank you, sir. I'm sorry we have to hold the calls there because we're seriously out of time. We're going to take 30 seconds each to just do our closing. Just few words. I mean, closing usually it's just few words. And then Maggie, you want to start up? I'm going to set the timer. Let me do that before you start, Maggie. Let me set the timer here for you so that we don't exceed the time.
She left because she doesn't want to be there first.
Oh,
I can see through her.
but she will not come back on.
Then let me go.
But
No,
go
I'll
ahead.
go.
No, let's take Rudolph. Rudolph, go ahead.
Yes, Nelson, it was a good show. I mean, it was kind of surprising today that I saw myself in agreement with Vasco and George. I mean, it was
Yeah,
surprising.
because
But it
he
was good.
decided to be
We're getting
opposition.
there. We're getting there. We're getting there.
No, but Nelson, in all seriousness, I think JNB, his decision today was decisive and it was politically smart. Because the greatest mistake that any president can make is to lose the support of the army. You cannot do that. And somebody said it, and I would just explain on it a little bit. People are saying that, oh, this thing is setting precedent for other people to come and protest. If the other people come and protest, we will send the army on them. But when the army are the ones who are disenchanted, who will you send on them?
Thank you.
It's a chaos.
That's all you there, Rudolph. Thank you. Vasco, you want to close quickly?
Yeah. So now I just want to advise the president that this issue should be taken very seriously. This is not something to politicize.
So you are now advising President Boakai?
I am advising President Boakai because
are you a good advisor?
Very good advisor.
Because I don't think so.
What's your motive? What's your motive as an advisor? What's your motive?
No, this the president. This is a position that this president.
No. You find it difficult to explain your motive. Just do your closing, brother. Like that motive is evil.
You want the president to succeed.
Okay.
Because if the president succeed, who benefit the country? So we're not looking at you guys. And you understand? So this issue, I know I've been hearing a lot of people saying, oh, we got to carry on some investigation and see if we ought to buy apple from the army. Look, the army is not placed to carry politics. If the army have issue, go and address that issue. But if you guys want to take politics there to say, oh, maybe they got a lot of army people in the barrier that are supporting the president, so we got to weed them or get them out. Those people, they are united. You saw what happened today. If you touch one, you touch all. So you need to be very decisive.
That rebel warrior.
Very, very careful in handling this issue. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Vasco.
Maggie,
Maggie, you're not closing anytime soon. Magnus, you want to go ahead?
Yes. Nelson, if you look at, thank you, Nelson. If you look at the oath of allegiance of the military, there's a line here that read. It said that I will obey lawful orders of the President of the Republic, the Minister of Defense, and all other officers appointed over me. And then Article 50 said the President is the Commander-in-Chief and Head of State, right? When you listen to the Army guy, what did he say? He said the CRC Lagwa, command and control. That's what he said. So the Army, if the President today has told the Army, you're going out, tell Jefferson Fuller, gather your men, and let's go for muster today, right? So I think the president bowed down to the politics and kind of little bit neglected his role as CRC. Because if the army had come outside today, all the people who are called Army West, whether they will not be there, whether they were citizen infiltrating, they will not be out because
they will go play outside with me.
Because who you are going to be protesting for? If the men are in uniform. So if the president had announced that everybody come out today, the army, people who are in the army, they will not refuse to say, oh, we're not coming out. The moment you disobey the orders of the CRC, that's called mutiny.
Thank you.
I think the president today bowed down the pressure, and I can tell you, he did not set a good precedent. And if he continue, those guys who have stolen the people money, in the previous government, who had those people money in bags, they will keep giving money to small children, and every day you see protests every corner, and Georgia will come here every day and tell you, say, the president is not fit to lead. That's the picture of everybody want to print.
Thank you. Cindy, you want to do your closing?
Yeah, I think it was a good discussion point tonight. My point remained the same. I said that the president who have fought a little stronger to address the issue that shouldn't have led to resignation. But I want to go further by saying that the wives of the army, of our military men and women, expressed that they were ill-treated in the past under the administration or the leadership of Prince C. Johnson. And I don't want to say, I want to ask the government to maybe look more into this issue. I don't think resignation should be the end of it. If there were some mistreatment, there were some issues from his leadership that are still coming up today, and then I think the administration should do some investigation to know exactly what went wrong. He should not escape this issue by just resigning if there was any issue at all.
The president already has some people to
Thank you, sir.
investigate in the man's speech.
Thank you, sir.
In the back.
Yeah. My controls here are very, in fact it's on auto because of Maggie. I set the control on auto, so if you see yourself in the back, it's not me. Everything is working here now remotely. Josh, please go ahead, sir.
Yeah, Maggie is
Judgment to
waiting
the
for me to
back,
speak.
judgment to the back. I will not. Oh, judgment.
Maggie only waiting for me to speak so that she can to rebuke me. So here, look, Nelson, I said it quite clearly. You know, having a position and knowing what the position is two different things, right? The president is the CIC, Commander in Chief of the Armed Forces of Liberia, called the new chief of staff. Man, talk to your men, get a woman out of the street. Let's go to work. Let's build this country. Let's love this country. Let's do this country. All that slogan he been giving, doing that sweet talk in town, what they call campaign town. The other time he's ought to use that slogan now. Let's build, let's love, let's cherish, let everything and do this country. He failed to do that. He panicked. And even though he told the woman, point blank, they already confirmed me, I already appointed him, I can't do anything. Why would he even say that? When you get a power to dismiss, get a power to hire and dismiss, and you're telling the people because that he explained now because the people confirm him and I appointed him, so I can't do anything about that. The person wanted men to be gone. So that is not listening to the people in the first place. This president neglected his primary duty, which is to listen to what the people want. This president did not do it. He neglected his responsibility. And I think that's why we need to speak to the truth here. That's why we don't come on the platform to be liked. We come on the platform to speak the truth. The truth hurts, but it heals. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to make sure that this president lives by the true tenet of what democracy is. And for the fact that he said in his speech that
thank you, Josh.
Oh, Nelson,
No,
can you put it in
let's
the back,
ask Josh
please?
to conclude.
Can
Josh,
you put it
Do you
in
know
the
how
back?
long Jordan talk?
No, guys.
I'm the co-moderator. Nelson was on the phone. He wasn't paying attention.
I know it hurting when I'm talking. It can be hurting.
I
So
come for you.
it can be easy. So the
No,
thing is
but
that
George, you are contradicting yourself now, my man. I ain't.
How?
Ruler
Okay, let me finish. You can tell your own next time. My problem is that the president is the CIC. The president today failed the Liberian people. He failed even the people that he even nominated and even in position. They even thinking twice now that they are not anyone can call for their resignation and he will allow it to happen. And they will go. And that's the thing that can happen, that what people can start stealing in government because you want to get as much as you get because anytime you can go. So he needs to be very careful the decision he makes because we are here to hold his feet to the fire and want to make sure that Liberia is built, is loved, is cherished, and is everything. God bless you, Nelson, and the panelists. God bless Liberia. And let's
you
see
better be
tomorrow.
giving me 3 minutes. Sorry,
Basto. But I mean, you are co-moderator on the show, man. You want to fight a protest? No, the same thing the AFL people did. That what you trying to do here?
No,
you
but
can
you
be co-moderator, then you trying to
protesting.
You are inciting. You are inciting the rest of the panelists. You are inciting every other person here now to start to do. No, I mean, you and Boba, we gotta have serious.
Everybody 30 seconds.
I mean, on our oath not to protest for time too.
Yeah,
because it's a co-moderator.
But
Maggie, please do your closing, and then Ami will take us home. Mikey, just bring the volume down a bit, right? I think your microphone.
I don't have my volume up here down.
Okay, go ahead.
I have not even started talking. You say my volume up. When I start now, my volume still loud.
I think it's okay.
Okay. Saturday.
Your timer is set to 1 minute, so you can go ahead.
Okay, no. You did not set Georgetown to 1 minute, but you want to set my time. You want to see the food in my stomach, but you didn't see the food in George's stomach. You're not going to try me. And then when
They are democracy and right issue here against sporting sometimes.
Exactly.
I'm
no,
even get
no. You have to
listen
be
now,
fair.
listen. All other person here had 30 seconds. Vasco closing about 22 seconds. All right. I'm giving you 1 minute, Maggie.
You see
I'm
what my
giving you
point was?
alone 1 minute.
Closing 30 seconds, but George closing 5 minutes. I have my time.
That's
Okay,
not true, and you know that. That's not true.
Okay,
5 minutes is not
so
a small time.
Maggie,
Yeah, don't.
kind of close. Please do your closing.
Saturday I was sad disappointed in the president. I know George he will sleep good tonight because of hearing this from me. I was very, very disappointed and disappointed again also in Prince Johnson falling into this pressure. He's a military man. For him to just resign today, and especially I think the embassy even help him by putting out that statement. This should have been handled. Like most of the panelists said, call the heads into a meeting, which the president did. And the president did. I should commend him for that. But for allowing the resignation to go forth today, it's a bad road that we're taking. And a lot of other groups. I understand Rudolph saying, was it Rudolph or Magnum saying that the president, if other group come, will call the military to come in, and we'll call the police to come in.
Not
But
me say it, I ain't say
today,
it. I really say
yeah, whoever that said it. But today, what happened shouldn't have happened, especially for the resignation. They should have been handled differently.
Okay.
And I hope, I don't know if Prince Johnson can come back after the investigation goes through and he didn't see anything with wrong from his part. If he can come back and as a defense minister, I don't know. But I hope something can be done sooner.
Thank you, Mikey. Thank you. I mean, please conclude.
Yes. So thank you guys. Good topic. Nelson, someone said we need to talk about the land issue in Liberia
Oh
tomorrow,
yeah,
maybe.
we are gathering some information around that. There are a couple of cases, uh, but we're trying to gather the information around that. If possible, we'll have a counselor here as well to handle the legal aspect of it. There are some people who are victims of these kinds of issues.
Me,
What
I
people
am.
still, uh, you are a panelist. You don't have view on that.
So I got a special interest, a conflict
but
of interest in that.
yeah, but let's have you to conclude.
But yeah, guys, my fellow Liberians, I don't think that the president canceled the parade today because he never had control, command and control, whatever, or that he feared that when he said gather your men and let them get in the street that they were going to say no. The president knows very well that if you were going to give that command, the soldiers were going to come out and parade and do whatever they had to do. He only respected the wives. He didn't wanted to make it that all these people are out here expressing their grievances, and I'm dead mean or not concerned about that something and dismissing it and going ahead and having a celebration. Like we all know who what did used to do 6 years ago. So for the guy to come in and say, "Oh, the CIC doesn't have command and control," that's not what the case was. So let's just put that on on the
But I mean,
something.
that's a military personnel saying that you're saying all of what he said, and an AFL personnel saying all of what he says, and
The
you
AFL personnel said what
disagree
he
with
said
him.
because the question that was put to him,
Okay.
if he was asked if it was a good idea to cancel the something today, and what
Okay.
he told that they went and the president canceled it because it was not going to come out. That's not what the case was. He answered the question the way it was put to him. So that's what I'm trying to make clear. I don't think President Waka canceled it because he was scared that when he told the soldier to come out, they will not come out. The guy said they are on an oath to do whatever the CIC ordered them to do. And we all know that. And I'm pretty sure the president knows that. So for people to come in and say, "Oh, the president did not address the people," or something he said, he couldn't do anything about it. But then he didn't fire this person here. But then he didn't. It's just like contradiction. How do you telling us that the president's supposed to fire Prince Johnson because the women told him to, and then he also supposed to go beat the people out of the streets or to order their husbands to go and take them out of the street? Which one is which? I think he did right by listening to the protester. The only thing I saw that went wrong was that, and he already told them, we already, I already hired this man, and he has already been confirmed. We can deal with every other thing. We will take care of it. We'll investigate, but that is off the table. He should have stuck to his guns on that. And I don't know if you can force somebody, if they say they want to resign, whatever the situation was, we don't know that. So we can't say he make him to resign or he force. I don't know if you can pull gun to somebody's head to stay if they don't want to stay. I don't know that. But he should have said that was off the table and he should have convinced. If he didn't, he should have convinced Prince Johnson to something. And they, like we said, investigate, try to put this under control, and make sure whatever problem these people had, that it doesn't happen again. It doesn't repeat itself under Prince Johnson. And what I see from what this brother was answering is that everything here is being put on Prince Johnson. I don't think everything is his fault. He may have had some part to play, but like he said, when they asked the Zianka question, he just said that because he was the head, because he couldn't tell that if this man was advocating for them and Zianka wasn't listening or he was listening, nobody can tell that. So they just putting everything on him because he's next in line, and I think that was wrong. That's why investigation is always important before decision being taken. So I hope we can learn from this, and President Waka and whoever in charge, the police, something needs to come out and make a strong statement. Don't get it wrong. This is not your grandma normal day in Liberia to say anybody can just show up on the street and say, do this and this is what's gonna. They need to come out and make a strong statement because I'm pretty sure some copycats then out there that want to cause chaos. They think there was something, and we gotta have the truck ready. I got my own truck ready for me at 12. So spare.
Come on.
If you
Well,
come out, you don't know where you coming for the ads or to come in the ads because
I think it's been yeah.
But
Thank you,
yeah,
Amy.
I think it was good that he listened to these people,
Thank
but
you, Amy.
the resignation is what I don't agree with.
Thank you, Amin. And I appreciate all of you here tonight. Lord Kinsuri, I hope I got the name right. Sir Leave says he wants to clarify some things. I hope you had checked your messenger earlier. I reached out to you. I wanted you to come on and make that clarity, since in fact you're a military personnel. But again, folks, I think it's been a great show, and we started this conversation on Saturday. It was heated. Yes, at a point, so many people got interested, but again, time did not permit us to go any further. Yes, we had to come back today, and hopefully we can expand this conversation as we go on. And I want to say thanks to everyone here tonight. Thank you, Maggie. Maggie, I see your hand. Thank you, Maggie.
No, I just want our civilian George to stand up. I want to see something.
No.
Nelson, I hope Spoon Talk will not get jealous of us because we are doing better than them, my man. Yeah, I was
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Who made
Come
me?
on, brother George, just stand up. I am in your suit.
Stay on the chair. You try to get rope.
No, no, no.
Stay on the chair.
No,
We can see you.
no, listen, Josh, I beg you.
Magnus, you gotta stop that, my man.
No, Josh. They play that now our chat room here. They play.
Yeah.
You got
We
hundreds and
finish. We
thousands of
can
people
joke. We can joke when the show
who are
ends.
watching this.
Into political, yes.
No, I'm coming now. We have hundreds and thousands of people who will come and watch this show after. Don't allow Maggie to maybe to do something here that will get you on for the rest of your life.
Exactly. I will not follow. I will not agree for nobody.
You know, I got love for you, Judge.
Cindy wants to run. You see the man. The man is trying to make it.
I dare you to come out.
I dare you to show up. Come out.
This one, all you talking because when you go in the president, Google because the next time you get on a road, the hot water truck.
Wow, police divided.
They carry the key. They carry the key. Para suru carry the key.
Everything I
you go buy
I got a truck in Masha territory.
Yeah, man, guys, I want to say thanks to everyone. Thank you, Maggie. Thank you, Vasco.
I mean, when a water the moon, they making. I mean, want to do contracts somewhere. The moon.
No, your way. I want to understand. So that a word are the people who left the army. They go
without order. You go somewhere. Yeah, go somewhere.
When you leave the army, go Jabu.
But now when he accusing Prince Johnson for, he said Prince Johnson went to Switzerland to take out the child.
The guy is listening. That officer is listening. He's watching the show.
You don't know that. That's not true.
You don't jump on the man.
What the man said.
Anyway, guys,
I beg you, I get joking.
I will show you when they come. As soon as they come, officer, I will let you know. I will show you where all of them.
I get joking.
I want to say thank you.
All the you talking.
Why you really also that make it what the
George, I didn't know you are scared. Then you talking about Prince Johnson, you scared. You already not start backing down.
No, I'm scared. I
got love for my army wife. So myself, I'm an army wife too.
Army wife.
They will not see on the road today.
But you not see in the street.
You see,
she on AWOL. She on AWOL. She not go for teaching. She on AWOL. Yeah.
But again, thanks to everyone, man. We look forward to having a great show tomorrow. It's gonna be very interesting. Professor Bill Rogers. You guys remember the free education discussion we had? Lots of people have been reaching out. They want us to expand that debate. We want to get a representative from the University of Liberia students. We want to have a representative possible from the faculty, and then folks from the educational sector out of Liberia in the diaspora as well. We want to have a great conversation around that.
To me.
So yes. So if possible, maybe we're gonna have 2-3 series of that discussion. So again, we look forward to having a great show. Until then, have a good night, man. Thank you, Magnus. Magnus, you're a lost and fun guy. I don't know as to whether you're in the chat room.
I'm in the chat room.
Whoa,
Magnus,
are you that busy guy? Busy?
All day be.
No, that busy guy in Liberia.
I mean, no, I drive a lot, so I get me testing.
Okay, that's a great one, man. Thank you, guys. Thanks a whole lot,
man. Thank you.
Okay.
He's all time.
Well, folks, that's how I would like to join on the curtains on the show tonight. Thanks a lot to all of you. Good morning to you here in Liberia. Good evening or good night to you in other parts of the world. It depends on your time zone. Again, my name is Nelson Colette. We'll be back tomorrow with another edition of the program, or later on today in Liberia. Until then, have a good night. And Liberia is all we have. So let's remember to keep the peace. Bye-bye for now. Just before I go, let me again say happy birthday to you, Miss Ruth Endomia. You're celebrating your birthday today. I want to say happy birthday to you in a very special way. And good night and bye-bye for now.
Yes, sir. A special one from the CEO. Stand coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the South.